cold. From 7 to 9, come kick with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's tingling cold. What up, Lord? What up, Lord? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the check and shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big Four, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do your dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's tingling cold. From 7 to 9, come kick with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's tingling cold. From 7 to 9, come kick with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's tingling cold. What up, Lord? What up, Lord? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the check and shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big Four, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do your dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's tingling cold. From 7 to 9, come kick with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. From 7 to 9, it's tingling cold.
All right.
Already.
Good morning and welcome in here on this Friday. Made it through the week. How about that? Kind of flew by. It was a quick week, I feel like.
Definitely.
Rolled right on through, as now officially is a day where LSU will play baseball. Finally. Finally. We're watching so many baseball games. They've been good games. Just haven't seen the Tigers on the field. About time. Shout out to Cordell Music. You know it. That theme song, that intro song, crushing. Got a whole lot of comments on the Twitter last night about it, I saw. And it is out on all platforms. So if you want to listen to it more than just from 7:02 to 7:02 and 30 seconds, and whenever else Lloyd throws it back on, go listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, the whole deal. So you can enjoy some of Cordell's music. Go listen to everything else. Bounce Back, Can't Lose. Countless. Shout out to Cordell. Appreciate you. Fresh cut today. Shout out to Steve-O. Steve-O from the Brothers Barbershop in Denham Springs. Shout out to my dog Steve-O. Got me looking right for some LSU Baseball Quarterfinal action tonight. Oh, no, for LSU. Forget that. I don't even look good for the Bahamas.
Thought you were going to go in there and maybe get your hair twisted up.
Do you think so? You thought so?
Come back.
I mean, honestly, it was long enough. That's why I've been wearing a hat all week. This is the first day I haven't been in a hat because my hair is not a mess. But we appreciate you guys getting in here with us this morning. We'll have John Eads live from Hoover at 8 a.m. Funny enough, last night I'm walking out of the ramen place in Perkins Row.
Nothing but
still hungry.
Nothing but great things to say about that.
Still hungry.
Genial.
Now, it was good because I'm a little congested, so I had the soup, the broth, or whatever. Like, that was nice. But I would have loved that as an appetizer for, like, a burger or something after. But, so I
Once you get cultured, Noah.
I went, well, I did get cultured. It's just an appetizer.
Yeah, that's the problem with this country.
Yep. We went to
a nice bowl of soup, and you go about your day, and that's that. You don't gain any weight. No, you want a
do
burger
that.
after a big bowl of ramen.
Triple from Whataburger. Me and one of my buddies went to Miami a couple years ago. We went to the restaurant called Sexy Fish. Me and a couple of friends, we all went to Sexy Fish, which is this big sushi spot in Miami. It's the craziest place you'll ever see. There's a Daniel Craig wax figure in the men's bathroom. That's just like full James Bond, just standing there. Well, we finished eating there. It was unbelievably priced. We finished eating there, and I was still starving. like starving, and walked across the street to Shake Shack, got a burger and some fries, and couldn't have been happier. It was just a nice little appetizer for my American meal. Continue the story. As I'm walking out of the place, there he is. In crazy bathroom.
Oh, this is a stretch to say that this is Daniel Craig.
You don't think that's Daniel Craig?
I mean, if there's no context behind it, so it just looks like kind of like a man in the bathroom. It's not that 007-ish either.
Yeah, not really. I don't know why my memory makes him look more Bondish.
No, it looks like he's just going scuba.
Yeah, but he's just going to do scuba diving.
Like, I've never seen James Bond in shorts.
Those are, yeah.
Like, even his swim trunks are quite the sight for the thighs.
Oh, yeah. No, those
are
like
board shorts.
Yeah, those are like capris.
Yeah.
It's like mid-calf.
We need to redo this. But I don't know who had this. It was like, I have a Daniel Craig at home.
Let's just put it.
I need to get rid of it. Yeah, I got him the divorce.
But last night, as I'm walking out the ramen store, I'm walking down Perkins Row, and somebody yells at me, "You need to go home, prep for your show in the morning." And I was like,
Mom?
Looking around like, who? And I look, and there's Jacques Doucet, JD, chilling at the California Pizza Kitchen yelling at me. So I went and talked to him, and he was like, I was like, oh, so, you're sending John to Hoover, you don't want to go? And he was like, I got stuff to deal with. He was like, you should wake John up. You should call him at 7 a.m. tomorrow. I said, we actually are having John on at 8 a.m. live from Hoover. So John Eads at 8 a.m. this morning to kick off hour number 2, get you ready for LSU versus A&M tonight. Some of the headlines coming into today, like I said, the Aggies defeated Auburn 3-2 yesterday, and the Aggies will now face LSU today. Don't forget, we will have a watch party tonight on the Tingle & Co. channel to enjoy LSU's quarterfinal matchup against Texas A&M. Yesterday, LSU men's basketball landed a commitment from 2026 small forward Marcus Vaughns out of Australia. Smells like David Patrick. As when you read the profile of Marcus Vaughns, talks about how he fell in love with LSU when he saw Ben Simmons there because he grew up admiring Ben Simmons in Australia. He has a really good relationship with David Patrick, known him since he was 5. I turned on some of the film yesterday, watched this guy play. He plays the right way. He's an athlete. He's 6'8". He's got good length. He's the first commitment of the 2026 class, and he chose to go the college route instead of playing in the NBL and to come to LSU and pursue American basketball here in Baton Rouge. Really good stuff. You turn on his film, makes the right play, very athletic. Shout out to his dad, because I'm pretty sure it was his dad that's putting the clips out on YouTube. But all the stuff I went and watched yesterday was from Brad Vaughns on YouTube, and I was like, okay, we got a dad that's getting the clips out. I love it. But this is he's legit. Here's some of the highlights. Obviously, he still needs to put some weight on, get a little bit stronger, but he makes the right play. He's got a good-looking jumper. It's a little lefty jumper, and he's an athlete. He's athletic.
I don't know if he knows that it's nice to, say you watch Ben Simmons, but don't be Ben Simmons.
Yeah, please.
Ben Simmons is LSU good. Ben Simmons after that bad.
Yeah, not very good.
But
this guy's pretty good. I watched him, the Australia under-18 team, play Utah Prep, which has A.J. DeBonsta, the last year's number 1 player in the country, going to BYU. Vaughn was guarding him, locked him up a couple times, was scoring around the rim. He scores a lot in the paint, but he does have a nice little lefty jump shot. But most of his damage is closer to the rim, as he's just, an athletic freak. And but he makes the right play. That was my biggest thing I saw, was he consistently made the right pass, made the right play. And check this lefty jump shot out. This might be something.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a smooth little stroke. Like in everything I've watched and read, not a lot of people talk about his jump shot, but this form,
it's workable.
Like it's got the potential to be pretty good. He can handle it in the open floor. Definitely needs to improve in that realm. Handling the basketball, but confidence in the stroke, knock it down. So Marcus Vaughns, 2026 commit for LSU. If you missed it yesterday, LSU football players have been working in the offseason. You saw the video I put out of Nuss, Meyer, and Anderson. We'll get to that in a little bit. I saw Gabe Reliford out there with – it's funny, Gabe Reliford's working with, like, DBs and receivers because he's a monster that runs like a 4.4 off the edge. He was out there working with Jakeem Jackson. Who else was out there? Deshaun Spears and others. Love to see the guys getting out there working. Xavion Thomas was over at the Elite Football Academy, I believe. Sherman Wilson was out there with Reliford and them. It appeared via Instagram. If you didn't see some of those videos, go check them out. Sherman Wilson had a whole lot of it on his Instagram story, of course, because he's got such a good finger on the pulse of the fan base and has a really good relationship with the guys. So go check that stuff out. We'll get to the Nuss Anderson video later because that had me fired up yesterday. Happy birthday to Skip BERTMAN. The skipper turns 88. How about that? We need to put him.
2-8.
We need to put him right here. Let's see. Let's get Skipper over here.
You want to get Skip? Look, I was going to get Skip. We had him hidden behind the sea. He's behind our whiteboard because we're always game planning. You have to be able to prepare to win. You don't win and then prepare. Skip.
My co-host for today. There he is, birthday boy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Skip.
To the skipper.
The grandpa. My grandfather.
Greatest of all time. The standard. Shout
It's
out.
a high standard.
Oh, yeah. The highest. Shout out to Skip BERTMAN. 88th birthday. How about that? The legend himself, my new co-host. SEC tournament yesterday. Obviously, like I said, A&M gets the win over Auburn. Tennessee over Texas in extra innings, Lloyd. How'd that have you feeling?
Seems like you really nailed the, not you, but maybe the media. I don't know who votes on it. Freshman of the year, huh?
I was wondering how long it would take before we got to that discussion.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
We'll
no, I
see.
mean, look.
And then Tennessee, of course, goes full Tennessee on that same, two truths don't make a, well, I don't know what the saying is. Regardless, that cat pimps it. He thinks he hits an absolute bomb. That should have been an out. Welcome to a real ballpark, fella.
Yeah.
That's what happens whenever you're not at Tennessee.
None of that
should have been
rinky-dink
caught.
stuff. Yeah, it should have been
But
caught.
in Tennessee, that thing is probably
Parking
100
lot.
feet out of the stadium. And here, it's that should have been a not what you thought it was.
No.
And they had Vitello and him on set with Jay Bitch, and they were talking about it. It's like probably shouldn't have and good for the kid. He's like, you probably shouldn't have done that. Let's make sure it gets out of here next time. And they're like, Vitello's like, I don't care, it worked. Which is, you could see, that's why they love him.
Right.
Like he's not the one pounding the table saying, you need to bust it out the box. It's like it's still a bit of a double regardless. So,
Yeah, I mean, it ended up working out anyways. So, but Valancis not the cleanest closing last night. It's just crazy how that works sometimes,
And Tennessee continues to be on this warpath. Now they're in the conversation to host.
Yes, I mean, we said yesterday, we asked the question. Right now, is Tennessee up to host? Everybody said no. The strongest contingency in the chat was if they beat Texas, the conversation heats up and they think they would. I say the conversation definitely heats up. I still don't know if they're there yet. Now, they're a scary 2 seed.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a 1 seed, I don't want Tennessee in my side of the bracket. But I think they're getting there. They would have Vandy. I believe Vandy won 6-1 over Oklahoma yesterday. So I think that's their next matchup.
I think I might be perfect in this bracket.
I think you did. I think you are. I think you've nailed it so far. Shout out. I mean, the guy must know ball.
Yeah. Oh, well.
The college football playoff had a little shakeup yesterday. 12-team college football playoff will move to a straight seeding model this fall, rewarding the selection committee's top 4 teams with the top 4 seeds and a first-round bye. So that means these free passes to the conference champions is no longer. Let us know in the chat what you think. Are you for the new structure or against the new structure? Do you like straight seeding or do you like conference champions getting the nod rather than just the 4 best teams in the country? Outside of that, we have LSU football is going to retire number 4 for the great running back Charles Alexander. 99 days until LSU football kicks off. While you're answering that question in the chat, start rattling off some random names of number 99s. LSU football. Lloyd, hit me with one. Pull a number 99 from LSU football out of the back of that brain.
Jaquelin Roy.
Come on.
Sam Montgomery. Is hurt. That's the first one I think of. Sam
Of course.
Montgomery.
That's the first one in my mind. Sonic Sam. Today, the Rally Time podcast will come out at 9:30 right after we get off air. So make sure you listen to what Justin has to say about the SEC tournament at LSU. And if you missed it yesterday on social media, the JC Show, Culotta Show Twitter hit 50,000 followers yesterday.
Wow.
And I gave a nice little heartfelt message, a little shout out to Tingle & Co. And it's crazy. The last month of the Culotta Show Twitter has really been just reposting Tingle & Co.'s posts, and still added like 90 followers yesterday just from shouting it out on that one little message. But shout out to all you guys getting that account to 50,000. I enjoyed my 4 years growing that bad boy, and like I said on Twitter from the Tingle & Co. page, now it's time to do it all over again. Our 2 claps for today, obviously Charles Alexander. LSU is retiring his football number 4. Charles Alexander, 2 claps, ready. Dat Bengal Bus. If you missed it, Chris Phillips from SEC Unfiltered shouted out Dat Bengal Bus on his Twitter account yesterday, showing off the LSU fans in Hoover, as it was one of the best looking RV setups I think I've ever seen in my life. Lloyd's going to get this video pulled up. Look at this thing. I mean, LSU's just showing off, showing you how to do it.
Yeah, that is, it's got to be quite the sight to see, like, what is, because when you go, I mean, obviously it's an incredible bus on the outside. Inside, I was blown away. I've been in some RVs in my day. This thing has everything. You can live in it. Like, you don't have to move anywhere.
No, I mean,
this is incredible. This is something that you really can't find anywhere else, because this isn't the only one, but this might be one of the best ones. But it is LSU.com.
I mean,
like,
look at
from
this
the
thing.
lights to... My favorite part of this thing is they got booze on tap right here. You can get like Jameson, Buffalo Trace, 1800 tequila, and then they had Tito's and a house vodka. And then they have daiquiri machines. Like, you really don't have an excuse not to have a good time.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the thing. Right now in Hoover, every team has their RVs there. And they're chilling, you know, Tennessee fans and Texas fans chilling in their RV. And then that Bengal Bus pulls up, and they're like, oh.
This is like an 18-wheeler.
I mean, this is like a Mack truck.
Good for them.
It's pretty awesome. They got the fireball out there.
Yeah, if that's how you tailgate, how could you not look forward to doing it?
I mean, like, how could you want to do anything else?
Yeah, the setup had, like, even that's fun. Like, oh, let's get the daiquiri machine going. Hate that.
Rocking.
Let's get the fireball out.
Come on.
The drive down there, he wants to sleep.
I mean, that's the dream.
That's the dream.
That's the dream. So shout out two claps for the Bengal Bus. Ready. And shout out to Chris Phillips for getting that out. Garrett Nussmeyer and Nick Anderson, if you didn't see
Still
the
no
video
party box.
yesterday. Do what?
There's still no party box.
Come on. Amen. Garrett Nussmeyer and Nick Anderson working together out there grinding to get better this offseason. I tell you what, put this video out yesterday, had everybody fired up.
Oh.
Because everybody remembers, the summer of 10,000 catches?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the first thing in everyone's mind when they see something like this. Garrett Nussmeyer, QB1, with his new wide receiver, Nick Anderson. Partners. Like, everybody worked together. These are partners right here.
And Nuss looks worn out because that ain't no light work.
Nah, look at it. Look at Nick. That's a freak. Like, put together. Looks healthy.
Mm-hmm. Testing that knee out.
I'm excited. This got me fired up to watch those two kind of build that bond and relationship. And that's what you want to see in the offseason. That was the discussion after the spring game was a lot of new receivers for Nussmeyer, kind of off on the timing, need to get in a rhythm. They're out there getting the work in during the offseason. So for Nuss and Nick Anderson, 2 claps. Ready. Griffin Herring.
Oh, God.
Lloyd's talked about it a whole bunch. I saw Mic'd Up put it out yesterday. Just imagine if Griffin Herring was in Baton Rouge with Kate Anderson, Anthony Ianson. Somebody quote tweeted said 55-0. Because if Lloyd's about to pull this link up to watch Griffin go, I mean he had 6 innings, no hits. I mean he's just, like they can't touch him. 10 strikeouts, I believe. Just Dyson him up.
I think his ERA sub 2. It's like 1.35 after this performance. And, yeah, because that was the biggest surprise, I think.
Of the offseason.
Yeah, was him going pro because you knew he was going to garner some attention. But clearly, I believe he's with the Yankees.
Yes.
Somebody saw something. And it was like, if you can be able to get to his number, that he would, he'll go. But I think he almost probably went a little bit earlier than you would think also. But, I mean, this stuff.
Yeah, it's worked out. I mean, good choice.
But you said you saw it at LSU.
Yeah.
It was just he wasn't like a bookend starter Friday night guy. But it was like every time he came into pitch, you're like, Griffin Herring, come please bail us.
I mean, as a freshman.
Bail us out. And he did it for 2 years and was able to go. But, yeah, and he's a complete and utter psychopath.
Yeah.
You saw it last year, where he would get mad at strikeouts because he didn't like how much it didn't break enough.
Right.
Or it wasn't in the perfect spot. And Griffin Herring, if he was on this team, my buddy and I were texting yesterday about LSU baseball, like who's going to throw, whatever, how do you pitch it because of what A&M's bringing to the table and what LSU has available. And obviously Jay's going to want to stay on schedule, is going to throw Kate Anderson. But it's like, then we started just talking.
Of course.
I was like, who has 3 starters anyway? Like, go across the league, who's got 3? Nobody, But if it was like, well, if we had Griffin Herring back, like then you'd have legit 3.
Like, guys.
Like, that would be unfair. But good for Griffin Herring, man. Like, this is awesome to see. And I miss him. Great family, too.
I miss them. Yeah, and they're the best. They're the best. Griffin Herring, 2 claps. Ready. Next one, me and Lloyd
He's not going to be there for long.
No. I mean, he could have gone 9 to no hit. He got through 6. They're like, no, you're that's all we needed to see.
Yeah, Brad Cashman called and was like, pull him.
Stop letting him throw.
Yeah.
Next on the 2 claps, we have Chris Jenner.
This is terrifying.
This was the craziest thing I saw yesterday. We'll get back to the sports. Maybe the best facelift ever. Like me and Lloyd were sitting talking about it yesterday. I'm scrolling through Twitter, my feed, and I see this before and after. And here's the before. And then the after is going to be slowly brought in once again by my producer. I mean, that's 30 years.
It looks like she's wearing a mask.
Like backwards 30 years?
Yeah, she looks like Kim.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's kind of frightening.
And we were talking about it. We're like, this is great for men everywhere. If you can afford it, like you basically get a new lease on your wife.
I wonder how much that one probably ran up the
I mean, they have unlimited money.
Right.
But, I mean, she could put out a sex tape now and pay for it. Like, just follow the family credo. This is what y'all do. Let's see what
I tell you what, it was jarring when I saw that on my Twitter yesterday.
Up to lowest is $50,000.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, that's worth it.
You think that's worth $50,000?
Yeah.
Going backwards.
Look at
30
this.
years?
She's dying. Like that is that's your age.
Yeah.
That's what time and gravity.
That's 70 years old. That's
a
40.
new person.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
But they look like it's obviously her.
Yeah, no, it is.
I've never seen this good of I guess a facelift, neck lift. But it also looks like, I mean, I saw Mission Impossible yesterday. Probably the one that made like masks famous.
Right.
And that's what it looks like. You could pull that off. And then that would then go back to the old one.
Yeah.
But even if that's the case, I'm wearing the mask.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell anybody.
Shout out to that doctor and Chris. 2 claps. Ready. Last but not least, we have to honor a legend in the United States of America. The U.S. Treasury Department has decided to discontinue the production of new pennies by early 2026 due to the cost of productions exceeding the penny's face value. This move is projected to save $56 million annually.
Annually? Annually. What you think, Chris Jenner on the brain?
Yeah. This decision has initiated discussions on economic efficiency, potential inflation effects, and the cultural significance of the penny in America. They've killed the penny.
Who's on the penny?
The penny's gone. Abraham Lincoln. Killed him too.
I was going to say, they take it away twice. And it's his head.
Yeah, the penny is gone.
Well, it cost 4 times the amount it was worth.
I think I was just more of like, I guess I knew you could take currency away because like the $50 and the $2 bill were kind of, but I guess that was like all kind of before my time. So this is the first time I'm looking and being like, the penny's gone. You can just take away money.
Take a penny, leave a penny?
Like the penny's gone.
And it makes, we were having the conversation before the show of like, now do I want to hold on to my pennies?
Of course.
And pass them down to, like, what's a $50 worth now?
Right. Or like my grandmother kept all her $2 bills and would give those to the grand. So I have like 5 of them because my grandmother gave me $2 bills.
I don't she didn't keep that many.
Well, there's a lot of grandkids.
Oh.
Got to spread it around. Can't show favoritism. But that's what it'd be me when
I
I'm an
have the
older man.
most.
It'd be like, you kids ever seen a penny?
No, this is back in my day.
Stop making these back in the 2025.
And LSU won 10 games.
This one says 2019 on it.
Yeah, they won't keep that one there.
You won't. I'm not giving you this one. You can have 2021.
I changed it now. It's a little Joe Burrow on this penny. It's worth
actually
more.
worth 9 cents now. But yeah, I mean, the penny's gone. Rest in peace, a fallen legend. We thought we should honor it this morning, so 2 claps for the penny. Ready. Rest in peace to Abraham Lincoln and the penny as it's completely gone. Appreciate you guys getting here this morning. We are dual streaming once again, both channels, the Jordy Culotta Show channel and Tingle & Co. Like I said, we will have watch party tonight over on the Tingle & Co. channel, enjoying some LSU baseball versus Texas A&M in the quarterfinals. The news yesterday, Charles Alexander, the first 4,000-yard rusher in SEC history, a 2-time Heisman Trophy finalist. He will have his LSU jersey retired, the school announced on Wednesday. The LSU Athletic Hall of Fame Committee unanimously approved his jersey retirement, and it will be retired at an LSU football game this fall. Alexander said, "I'm truly humbled by this. Playing at LSU those 4 years, I never dreamed that one day my jersey would be retired and be on display in Tiger Stadium." This will be the 3rd number up in Tiger Stadium. His number 4, Billy Cannon's number 20, and Tommy Casanova, or no, the 4th. Tommy Casanova's 37, and Jerry Stovall's number 21. They were all displayed on the facade in the south end zone of Tiger Stadium. He was known by LSU as Alexander the Great.
Of course.
He was enshrined.
That's easy.
Easy. I mean, it's a layup. It's a layup. Enshrined in the College Football Hall of Fame in 2012, the LSU Sports Hall of Fame in 1989, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame in 1993. He's also a member of LSU football's Team of the Century. He will become the 15th LSU athlete or coach to have his/her jersey retired, joining Cannon, Casanova, and then have Simone Augustus, Sylvia Fowles, Bob Pettit, Pete Maravich, Rudy Macklin, Shaquille O'Neal, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Skip Bertman as a coach, and baseball players Ben McDonald, Eddie Furness, and Todd Walker. Shout out to Charles Alexander, Alexander the Great. Like I said, first player to ever reach 4,000 yards in SEC history, 2-time Heisman Trophy finalist. That number 4 will be up in Tiger Stadium. Watch him go.
I was trying to see who he reminded me of, because obviously I didn't get to witness a lot of. I've met Charles Alexander a couple of times with his seasonings. That he would come out and pimp them whenever we were doing like road shows. He would be kind of doing the same thing,
awesome.
like bringing his stuff around, and then obviously you get to meet Charles Alexander, so it works twofold. Like I'll take some come on man seasoning, but also like Charles Alexander's a legend.
Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great.
Looks great in uniform.
And he's awesome. Like couldn't be more humble. What have you? Like all of those comments do not surprise me at all. But then I was like watching this last night. And I was like, who does he compare to that I've seen? And I wanted to see what you would say. I have a couple. I have one or two.
I mean, first off, all uniform, like getting off the bus team.
Yeah.
Like he looks outstanding, frightening. I don't know.
I'll give
me one of them.
Jeremy Hill.
Okay. See, that's the one I was thinking, but I didn't. He definitely had, yeah. He's got some shape back there.
For as big as he is, he moves so well. Like he can hit the home run, he can get you tough yards, but it just reminded me of like how when Jeremy Hill was fresh and was on his game, like this is what it looked like, where it was kind of like scary every time he touched the football and goes 1,000 miles an hour.
Was that just a fullback handoff?
It was. That was a good play. We might need to work this one into the rotation.
This one I kind of like. I mean, imagine this is where you use Juwan Johnson, right?
Yeah.
You hand it off to Juwan out of the backfield. I think it's the one after this maybe or before it. And then Juwan flicks
there it is.
to Caden Durham up the sideline.
This is nasty.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And it was a fake handoff to the other.
That's triple option, baby.
That's pretty awesome. That's good stuff.
I don't know who 40 is, but the guy coach trusts you with his life.
Yeah, I mean and it was a great toss. But yeah, no, I like the Jeremy Hill one. I'm trying to think who else. Who else did you have?
A little bit of maybe just in terms of play style, maybe not build, Darius Guice.
Yeah.
Another kind of like running, it looks like you're going to fall over, but you're also in control.
Yeah, completely.
And like trying to break every tackle whenever you're touched. So those are my two.
Yeah, Jeremy Hill one I love. Andrew Messina, if JC was still here, we'd get a rant on why Kevin Falk's number hasn't been retired.
Yeah, that was going to be I wasn't going to be I'm not mad at
I don't want to take away from it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at anybody, but this was surprising to me as like if you would have been able to bet or what have you on the next number retired, I would not have picked Charles Alexander.
He would maybe
and that's no shade to Charles Alexander.
I think I would have had him maybe third.
Right. Like if I would say I would have said maybe never.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, because it hadn't happened up to this point.
Right. That's why I thought it was. I mean, great, awesome.
Yeah. No, should be retired.
But yeah, it begs the question of this might be the first in a long line of like they're going to start
doing this every year.
Somebody. I mean, you can't.
I mean, the Kevin Falk and Joe Burrow.
But this is also where you get in the conversation of you can't really retire them because these are. I want to wear number 4. Like the good numbers.
I don't know. Is it truly retired? Like
that's
can't wear it?
I don't know.
Because like okay, Billy Cannon's 20 has been retired for a long time. Has anybody worn 20?
No.
I'm trying to think. 'Cause, I mean, obviously nobody's worn 9 since Burrow. Nobody's worn 5 since Jaden. So like technically those are already kind of
those are retired. And like 3 for baseball.
Retired.
Like Jay kept pretty much straight up said nobody's wearing that.
Yeah.
For Dylan Cruz because when Daniel Dickinson came on his visit, he was looking. That's the number that he was like, no, sorry.
Sorry, buddy.
Like this is kind of a deal breaker on Jay's that like I can't do it.
It's the greatest
How
player
about Pete
ever.
Rose? I got something for you. What all-time spin?
Yeah, no, great job.
Actually, you know what you should wear.
That's a good
I got
play
it
by
picked
Jay.
out for you. This is why I'm doing it. It's like fuck. I still want 3.
That's a good play by Jay.
Nope. You're Denny Hustle now.
Cordell, so if 7 gets retired, whose name will it be? 7 won't be retired because it's a legacy number now.
Right.
Like enough legends because you can't retire it really because it would be
Same thing with 18.
Fournette, Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu. Go down the list. Guys that wore it. Glenn Dorsey's number, do you think?
I think that's what I'm saying. Like I know LSU has done this like pseudo, but this is going up in the rafters. Like this is going to be on the facade of the stadium. So I don't think you'll be seeing Quan Alexander ain't walking out that door. No. But yeah, I mean I guess it is a slippery slope when you really start to get into it of like you look like the Lakers or the Celtics, and anytime a player comes to play for you, they have to wear this 68 baffling number because you have no options. Right. The Yankees. Right. And so it is a slippery slope, but I would say, okay, hypothetical Cordell Music, if 7 gets retired, whose name will it be? Are you asking me? That's what he's asking us. Tyrann? I mean, Pat started it. Yeah. So that's where I would go. I mean, it goes to but I would imagine if you had to have that conversation, they would do it in tandem. Yeah. Oh, they're boys. So it would be like dogs. Yeah. If there was 2 that you had to pick, they would go together. Like even with Leonard on that list. Yeah, right there.
But yeah, it is a slippery slope. I mean, obviously 5 and 9 are going to be retired because they've already been taken off the backs of players.
And I would go as far to say, I don't know if 5 makes the cut.
Really?
9 does.
Well, yeah, no, obviously 9's should be up there already.
Yeah,
it should have Shador Sanders that thing before he got drafted.
Yeah, that would have been the Jordy rant. He's
Yes.
like, "Where's Joe Burrow's
Where's
statue?
that statue?"
We're just giving him out.
So you don't think? To me, I feel like 5 would be in it. Heisman,
National championship.
of course.
That should be that's the standard.
Yeah, but
If
not
you're go-
everybody
if
that's
you're-
up there is a national champion.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're going to, but they did it not one year. Like Tommy Casanova's,
Right,
and then Billy King's the first one ever.
right.
And then like those are the accolades are crazy, and I understand what Jaden did in his last year, but it was for 4 years at LSU.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just feel like if they're already not handing the number out.
Yeah, sometimes they give it like a breather.
Okay.
Like, but 9 is a no-brainer. Like,
Yeah, 9 is.
and who would show up and even ask for it?
They would. It's like going to the Saints
Until
and asking
Joe
for
Burrow
9.
has a kid.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's like going to the Saints and asking
Going for the
a
Patriots
9.
and being like, "Can I get number 12?
12?
12 available?"
That's what Bill Belichick would have retired.
Yeah.
Or like Robert Kraft would be like, "I'm dead."
Are you kidding me?
Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, you don't know.
mean,
And at some
you-
point that will happen.
Drafted by the Bulls. Hey, is 23 available?
I love LeBron.
That would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. Drop in the chat if you think 5 is in the conversation. But it is definitely a slippery slope when you start getting into it. But congratulations to Charles Alexander for getting his name on the facade in Tiger Stadium. When you go down the list of accolades, I have them right here, and it's just it's almost too long for me to really get into because, I mean, he's just got almost everything you can imagine on this list from his time at LSU. So Alexander the Great, congratulations to him as his jersey number will be on the facade in Tiger Stadium, the 4th one up there. Charles Alexander.
Oh, Tom,
What you
that's
got?
awesome.
What, the tearaway jerseys?
Yeah, my dad would pick them up all officially and bring them home to me. Like, so you have pieces, like you could make like almost like a Frankenstein's monster of jerseys with like little pieces of like,
Sew it together?
Yeah.
That'd be a great game day fit.
oh yeah, it'd be terrifying.
Yeah, it'd be scary. But you show up and you're like,
This is
you know
piece
what this
of
is? This
Charles
is history.
Alexander,
I'm
Tommy
wearing history
Casanova.
right now, brother.
Yeah,
See those names up on the facade?
it's a little piece of him.
Right here. You want a piece?
Yeah.
Oh, have it. So, shout out to Alexander the Great. LSU baseball tonight versus Texas A&M. I haven't checked the weather. Hopefully the weather is under control. I know that's been a discussion throughout the week. Let me see if I have Hoover on my list here. Hoover, Alabama. Let's look at the weather. Looks dry. Looks like we'll be playing baseball tonight. We will be live on the Tingle & Co. channel. We're also live over there right now. Make sure you're subscribed on that side. We will be enjoying some LSU baseball as Cade Anderson will be on the bump against the Aggies, looking to get revenge and end their season. We will have John Eads join us in about 20 minutes to go deep into the LSU baseball preview as they will face, like I said, the Aggies tonight. Joe Sloan was on the local radio station yesterday morning giving some tidbits of information, talking about recapping last season, talking about the offense next season, and he talked a lot about Garrett Nussmeier. One of the quotes, he and I have talked about this, but he was as prepared as he could be and developed as much as he could have developed to play, and there's an experience you have to get from playing. There were things that happened during the season that he's now aware of how they transpired, then practicing and preparing year-round to avoid some of the negatives and highlight your strengths. That's what he's doing. He's been able to watch and dive into his film from the past year, and he could take that into spring so that he could improve on what he needed to, and that's what he did. During spring ball, we saw what was getting better, then tweak things off of that. There's a calmness And that's what experience brings you. As much as you practice, all those things don't come up. I couldn't be more excited about what he's done and the way he's shown with his leadership. That sounds about right. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what you would expect going into year number 2 between Sloan and Nussmeier, learning from the mistakes. And like we saw yesterday, those off-platform throws that we watched for 3 minutes.
I'm watching it right now.
He's got the tools. Like, when you look at the highlights, and they're like, okay, this is pretty, special. You go back and relive. Obviously, there's the throws that will live in your mind forever. Aaron Anderson, Kyron Lacey against Ole Miss. Aaron Anderson against South Carolina, that one over the shoulder. Some really good ones. There were some low lights last year as well, and that's where it's at now of we've got to shake those things off. We've got to figure that out, get that fixed, so that this offense can be a well-oiled machine. Sloan talking about the offense. We're definitely a fast offense. We have speed all over the field, and we have to use that to our advantage to create misdirection and issues for the defense. We've done a good job with Trades and Bauer, creating different formations and doing different things to give different looks. Our guys have bought into that to be able to add to what we've already been doing. Look, they've got all the weapons in the world, all the pieces they have, this LSU offense. When you really break it down, go down the list of receivers. They've got the talent in the running back room, the tight ends. That offensive line is obviously still going to be where the top of the list when people have question marks. But they have the potential to be a really special offense. I don't think anybody's disputing that. But I think many would still say
He's so good.
What, Nussmeier?
God.
Yeah.
Like
Many would still say the concern is higher on the offensive end than the defensive end. Would you say that's sitting there right now?
The concern is higher on the offensive end than the defensive
When
end.
you look at this LSU football team, are you more concerned about the offense or the defense?
Yeah, the offense.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not really concerned about either. But, yeah, if you had to pick one, I would say offensively. And that's because of not only – like, Nussmeier isn't really a concern. You hope if he plays exactly like he did last year, he would probably still be in a conversation of a first-round pick. Like, if you have a first-rounder at quarterback, you have to feel pretty good about that. But I think he's going to get better.
I agree.
Because everything of what Sloan said, like learning from the experience of playing. Like, by the time George Washington was in war for the 6th month, I'm sure he was a better leader than he was in the first month. Like, that's just how things work. Whenever you're doing something that is high stress, have never done it before, and he still performed well. But now, like, nothing better than familiarity with something. Like, being like, oh, I've been in this spot before and I've succeeded. Or I've been in this spot and I've learned from it. Like, that's what experience is, and that's what there's no better teacher.
Yeah.
And I say that to say same thing for Joe Sloan.
Yeah. No,
He's essentially could be talking about himself.
Yeah, Sabrion Green. Sloan's got to make the same jump Nuss has to make. Yeah. I mean, that's the conversation. They are on the same – they need to be on the same trajectory. They need to be going hand in hand doing this, improving. Like, as much as Nussmeier has to take a step forward, Sloan absolutely has to develop in the same manner as his quarterback. Because not only does Nussmeier need to make better decisions, he needs to be put in a more successful situation.
Yeah.
A situation that's conducive with success, and that's a run game. Has to have it. I saw you put the stats in the document. The last
They were kind of surprised.
since Brian Kelly got hired, the running backs with the most yards. Josh Williams in 2022 with 532. 2023 Logan Diggs with 635. And then last year Caden Durham with 753. You see the tick up.
Well, there's
from 22 to 23.
Well,
23 to 24.
I think there's one very
Yes. And that's because
obvious reason.
you no longer have Jaden Daniels at
You're in
quarterback.
for 1,000 yards.
You have Garrett Nussmeier, and so you needed that Caden Durham number to probably be
You have no choice.
a little higher.
Like, the carries are there.
Yes, the carries are there. So, like, once again, that needs to take another step forward going from 24 to 25. And I don't think that's all on Caden Durham's plate. Caleb Jackson would be a really nice addition to our – even if Caden Durham goes and gets 800. If Caleb Jackson throws in, 400 yards? You have 1,200 combined between those two guys. And then you've still got Harlan Berry in the mix. Like, what's a number that would make you comfortable, Lloyd? And it's same for the chat. Y'all, Wayne, when y'all thinking of the rushing attack, what's a number that would make y'all be like, okay, that was a successful season from a running back standpoint?
So last year, if you said 400, like I would imagine that means you want Caden Durham to be higher than 753, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Williams at 482 and Caleb Jackson at only 150.
Right.
But, yeah, so that would be this. You would be hoping that you could – so you're trying to find 400 more yards?
To me, I'm thinking if you can get Durham from 750
to 1,000.
Bump it up, 250 to 1,000. Even 900, I think, would be – because he also had, receiving yard. Like the South Alabama was a screen pass. You can get Caleb Jackson to the 400, 500 range.
And you have Harlan Berry.
And then you have Harlan Berry, who's this X-factor weapon that you're going to have tucked back there. Because to me, the thing with Caleb Jackson is you want him to have success on 3rd and 2, 4th and 2, 4th and 1, 3rd and 3. Like, you shouldn't be driving down the field against USC, handling it off to Caleb Jackson on 3rd and 1.
And not
getting stuffed.
Yeah.
Like, it should be somebody in motion, Xavier Thomas in motion across this way, Caleb Jackson right here, run through one guy's face, get a first down. Like, I don't need Caleb Jackson to be this vertical, get up and run. Like, I'd love it if he just started breaking off long runs. You need him to be effective in a specific role. Now, he has the potential to be more than that. But for me, red zone and short yardage situations.
Red zone, short yardage, and end of games.
Yes.
Like going into and I say end of game, like situations in which like you're trying to break the will of an opponent, of somebody that is Caleb Jackson comes in fresh in the 3rd quarter.
Take somebody's head off.
With, 4 minutes left, and it's like, oh, who's this? And same thing for like the 4th quarter when there's 8 minutes left, 6 minutes left, and you have a Caleb Jackson that's probably seen the ball 5 to 8 times, and he gets 8 carries on a drive and scores. Because like that's not somebody I want to see when I'm tired and he's fresh.
No, yeah.
But that's all contingent on putting the offense in a situation that allows you to run the football. It's not just, hey, put him in and run it.
Right.
It has to be more game planned, and that's why it's the Sloan conversation. It's now the Alex Atkins conversation.
Yes,
It's an offensive line conversation. All of it needs to be better in terms of what you did offensively with rushing the football, because you got complacent and you didn't really ever have to do anything to have a run game when you had Jaden Daniels, and you saw that.
Yeah,
like they were almost surprised.
It was on autopilot.
Mm-hmm. But then it was, you should have known when he left that you can't do the same things when you don't have the same player.
Yes.
And so, they didn't. They just ran the same offense.
And it didn't work.
And then you took the rushing yards away from, like, yeah, of course it didn't work.
It's Garrett Nussmeier. It's not Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, but he didn't even want to take it.
Right. Yeah, he didn't want to keep it. Sabrion Green, 1,500 to 2,000 as a group.
I mean, whenever you have, but LSU's most, obviously 2019 is like was standing outlier, but when you had Mettenberger, it was 3,000 yards passing, 3,000 yards rushing.
Right. I mean, that's the ultimate balance. Let's see. How much, obviously
1,500 as a team.
Last year?
With everyone included.
Last season?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Clyde ran for 1,400 by himself. As a team, it was 2,500. Clyde with 1,400 yards. Burrow with 368. Ty Davis Price, 295. Emory and Curry with 189 and 188. Miles Brennan throwing 41 yards in there with 9 rushes. Yeah, I mean.
When did that happen?
I have no idea. Yeah, I think the 1,500 number, maybe if you're talking 1,500 for Durham, Jackson,
Berry, Nuss, Xavier Thomas, Aaron
I would
Anderson.
I would just say those 3. Probably 1,500 is the hope, because you want about 1,000 for Durham and 400, 500 for.
Yeah, it
Caleb
should be
Jackson.
more. It should be more.
Yeah.
Because of what, like I said, it was 1,500 last year, and your run game was not very good. So I'd like to, obviously, if it gets better, it should be higher.
Yeah, guys like you said, Xavier Thomas, Aaron Anderson, Jawan Johnson, Berry and Brown. I think all of those guys are going to be mixed in it. And then hopefully Garrett Nussmeier throws in 200 rushing yards.
What did Joe run for?
368, I think. second most on the team.
That's asking a lot.
No, I don't think.
And that's why I hate the way that college football does rushing yards, because that's not the number, because they have sack yards to take away from the rushing total. I'd like to see what he actually had from.
Right.
Like, that doesn't count. It's not how rushing yards work. But we'll continue to do this song and dance
I mean, I didn't see him tuck it and try to run it on the sack.
Right.
When
It's like,
left
this is not my fault.
Right.
But that's why I would like. I mean, for Nuss to have I would say Burrow probably had 500 yards rushing.
Yeah, roundabout.
Roundabout.
Nuss should be 300.
If that's a different offense.
Yes.
And I don't know if they're going to lean into that and want him to run more, or they're going to go the other direction and he has 50.
Yeah, I guess that's a big question of if the offense completely looks different and you're scheming for your quarterback to not run, or if you're still trying to get him to do it.
Yeah, if you're still running these RPOs, these leads, these quarterbacks, where that's an option.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they're going, because it does seem like that was the basis of their offense, except you didn't have the threat. And I say didn't have the threat because he never chose to do it, but he is mobile. There's on that cut up of off-platform throws by Matthew Brune, that is, you could go back to the Ole Miss drive. It's 3rd and 13. He runs for 15 yards.
Right.
On a 4th down, he scrambles, steps up in the pocket, could run, makes a throw, but there's so much green grass around him that it's almost like he's blind to it.
Well, the whole stadium saw it.
Yeah,
because
even the Ole Miss, Oklahoma.
Yeah, when he threw it, everybody was like,
"Oh,
run, run!"
It's just 3 yards. Here's 25.
Yeah, how about this?
God, it's almost I can't blame him because I don't have that.
Right.
But it's terrifying, and it's also it's borderline arrogant. You just be like, no, I'm when you need 4th and 3 and you're looking 20 yards downfield, it's like, brother, you don't convert this. You don't get to throw it again.
Yeah.
And so, you would like to. I'm not here to critique him because it works for him, because Garrett Nussmeier is an excellent quarterback. But there are times where it's frustratingly, pull your hair out. Just take the 5. Take the 5.
Yeah,
but
make it happen.
I'm not going to change. You can't change the way he plays.
Yeah.
But also, please just take it. Run.
Go get that 5
because you
yards.
can. But that's just not the way he plays.
No. Biggest, why would Caleb Jackson be over Harlem Berry, honestly? I know we all loved him as a freshman, but last year's lack of usage, while bewildering, we almost have to predict for this year.
You're right. You have to settle it.
Unless I've missed spring news on Caleb Jackson. Look, the reason I have him over Berry is because you need a different back. If you're going to have Caden Durham as your guy who's this track runner, don't get me wrong, Caden Durham's not like a slender, skinny back.
That's your double track guy.
But
he's a football player running track.
He's your speedster. Let him be
all around.
Yeah, let him be your breakaway running back. Caleb Jackson, when you're looking at that room and you're saying, okay, who can run through somebody's face and try to get 2 or 3 yards? You're going to look at the guy that's a monster at number 28. That's why he's in the conversation at that particular spot. And I think he's going to get the opportunity before a guy like Harlem Berry does yet. Because like we've said a million times, Brian Kelly hasn't been the most inclined to give the freshmen the opportunity. Fatboy Slim, Nuss could easily have had 400 yards rushing for the season. Probably. Matthew Kong, you got to have a big bruising back who can put his nose down and get 3 yards. Hopefully Caleb Jackson can be that this year. Yeah, my biggest thing is you're filling a need because Josh Williams is gone. Josh Williams is the guy that you were like, he's going to protect the quarterback. He's going to get tough yards, going to break tackle, do all these things. He's your change of pace from Caden Durham. You still need that. And right now, to me, Caleb Jackson.
Caden Durham can't be on the field every play.
No, he's got to have a break.
Need somebody to spell him, and Caleb Jackson makes the most sense because of body type. He was going to his 3rd year.
Right.
He played as a freshman. He played last year. It didn't look great. He just never looked like he ever got in a rhythm, not for 1 second. And I don't know what that jump is. People are going to say he gained too much weight. I don't know if that was the case. It's not. That doesn't affect the way that you see run lanes.
No, I think that was the problem.
And he just never really had a chance to get going because it just looked so janky.
Well, he was a raw prospect coming out of high school. He didn't grow up playing all this football, understanding. Look at at Liberty High School. In high school football, you're just running through people. that big of a guy. Like, that's why he ended up being a 4-star, because he was lightning fast, and he's just massive, running over people. You don't need running lanes in high school. When you're
in the running lane.
Like, I create my own lane. In college, it's a little different.
Yeah, that's where you would continue to hope that you see. I'm thrilled. Like, transfer portal was probably something that would have made sense, because you had the emergence of Caden Durham, you have Harlan Berry, you have Lindsey coming in. It's like I got 40 carries last year.
Right. Where did those go?
Right. Like, it's up to him. It would have been easy to walk away and go, I could go get 100 carries, 150 carries somewhere where I'm the bell cow back, and they kind of tailor this offense to me, which I do think needs to be a conversation, because, like you said, Caleb Jackson in high school, he was not running this style of offense. It was downhill, give me the football, get out the way.
Get out the way, let me run over somebody.
Like, if you had Caleb Jackson in a Les Miles offense,
toss time.
He would run for 1,800 yards and have 12 touchdowns.
Yes.
Twice.
Like,
you'd be looking at Caleb Jackson going, third-year Heisman.
Right. Oh, yeah. So, that's the we'll get back to the baseball conversation in about 3 minutes, right after a quick break, when we have John Eads join us live from Hoover, getting ready for LSU versus A&M tonight. And look, just a quick from me, my emotions. As much as this game does not overly mean anything for LSU, they're going to be a top 8 seed. They're going to be just fine, all of those things. I obviously want LSU to win. I don't want to lose. I don't want to see LSU lose to Texas A&M again. You just got to, in the Tingling Code chat, Purple Barney, beat the hell out of Aggies today. Do it. We'll be right back to preview LSU versus Texas A&M with John Eads from WFB. The skipper.
Culotta Show, come have a good time, yeah. You ever seen a living legend? Just know that I'm me. Slow grind like IT, just know that I'm
All right, welcome back here. Hour number 2 officially underway on this Friday, closing out the week as we are getting ready for LSU baseball and some quarterfinal action of the SEC tournament as they take on Texas A&M after the Aggies beat Auburn 3-2 yesterday. A whole lot of storylines, obviously, after that game between the Aggies and the Tigers yesterday as Jace Laviolette, broken wrist, took the pitch right off of his wrist. And it was rough. It was rough. They panned the camera back to him in the dugout, and he had a cast on. But speaking of Hoover, we've got our guy John Eads from WAFB live from Hoover this morning. John, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Uh-oh. No audio. All right. A little technical difficulties. We're going to get it straightened out.
It's okay.
We're gonna get no worries at all.
I saw him bumping, so I didn't want to put him on without him being aware that he was live.
It's all good. We're going to get that handled and figured out. Like I said, number 14 seed Texas A&M Aggies with their 30-25 record taking on the 3 seed Tigers. They are 42-13. Approximately 6:30 p.m. tonight. We'll see if that stays the same in the Hoover Met. So, big one for LSU tonight. They will have Cade Anderson on the mound. Their ace, the Tigers' ace, will be on the bump tonight. 7-1 record, 3.47 ERA, 83 innings pitched, 133 strikeouts. A&M will throw their third guy. Obviously, they've thrown Prager and Lampkin already the past 2 days to get to this point. They will throw lefty Miles Patton, of course, a lefty when he faced the Tigers always, as he has a 3-4 record of 5.10 ERA and 72 and a third innings pitched, 79 strikeouts. Obviously, LSU lost to A&M, lost the series to A&M earlier this year, as the Aggies took 2 out of 3 versus LSU in College Station. And so the injured Aggie list has grown as Jace Laviolette joined it yesterday. They're missing Laviolette, Grahovic, Josh Stewart, Shane Siddell, and Caden Sorrell all out. They have 2 guys with torn meniscus playing through injury, Caden McCoy and Hayden Schott. So this A&M team obviously going through some injury struggles. They're going to have a lot of question marks about guys to step up with people out. The guy they moved into center field yesterday after Laviolette's injury made probably, in my opinion, the game-saving play. There was a ball that was rocketed off an Auburn bat going towards the wall in center. Didn't think the center fielder was going to be able to get it. And he's full dead sprint, makes the play, gets the out. Earlier this season, when LSU faced Miles Patton, he threw Game 3 against LSU and got the win. In that outing, he went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, and 6 strikeouts. So obviously not too impressive of an outing for him against LSU. They still did win that game, and he got the win. LSU with 6 hits off of him. They scored 4 runs. If that game, if I remember correctly, that game was a Luis Hernandez 2-run home run. And then I think that was the game that you sent Braswell and Luis on the he waved him home when nobody in America thought that was going to happen. So he did go deep into the game though with 6 innings last time out. So you're hopefully that you can get him out of there sooner rather than later if you're LSU. So Miles Patton on the bump, and obviously LSU will be pitching Cade Anderson. Everybody knows what LSU's got in their guy and Cade Anderson on the bump. Now you cannot be not confident when you have Cade Anderson going out on the mound. Because they are he's the guy. He's LSU's ace. He is one of the best in the country, going to be a top 10 pick if he doesn't decide to come back and decides to go to the MLB instead. We'll see. A little Griffin Herring conversation still in the back of my mind. You can't not feel confident with Cade Anderson on the mound.
What I think it would be doing, I would love Cade Anderson to come back, but it's almost like a Devin White scenario. It's like, I know how much you love this place. I know you want to come back. I literally can't let you come back if you're going to be
leave, buddy.
Top 3 pick.
You're about to get paid,
and
my
Anthony
friend.
Ianson is also now in that. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think he was ever. I think this was a 1-year stopgap for him. But now I'm glad to see him getting the recognition he deserves because he's been elite and now he's like flying up the draft board.
Yeah.
He was like ranked like the 101st best player. Now he's all the way down to like 50th, 48th. And it's like that's only going to continue to like he's going to get picked, and it started to look like a top 2 round guy.
Yeah, no, I mean he's getting
his number when you get a second.
Yep, he's getting the recognition that he rightfully deserves. Anthony Ianson is. So you have to feel good if you're LSU going into tonight with just everything's lined up, in the sense of A&M's already played 2 games. They've thrown both of their guys, and they are now throwing their Game 3 pitcher against your Friday night guy, your ace.
This is when double buys are awesome.
Yeah, this is when a double bye is pretty nice because you haven't had to play 2 games. You're getting to throw in your Friday night guy against a Sunday guy. And that's why you try to get the best record you can in the regular season to set up like this. Now, look, I'm not going to say that I'm sitting back right here chilling, feeling confident, overly confident, and like this is going to be a breeze tonight. A&M is playing for their lives. Like, they have to win games to even sniff a postseason opportunity. Andrew Messina, it's a must-win for LSU tonight. If they lose to A&M, their RPU will drop. We don't need that when top 8 seed is on the line. I agree to an extent. I think they're sitting comfortably with a top 8 seed, but the RPI will drop if you lose to A&M tonight. But that's where my concern with A&M more than anything is they've gone out, they've beaten 2 teams that were playing really good baseball in Mississippi State and then an Auburn team yesterday. They beat Auburn shorthanded. Now, did they threw Lampkin? Yeah. They're throwing Patton today, who pitched well enough against LSU last time. They're playing for their lives. Like, all of these guys came back, all the returners and everything, they all came back for a reason. They made the Natty last year. They want to run it back. The only way they can do that now is if they run through LSU today and they keep on winning. Because even if they beat LSU today, it's not over. They still have to win probably 2 more games after that to get an opportunity. But they're not just going to be like, oh, we're hurt. We've thrown our 2 aces. No, they're going to be rocking and rolling, ready to go. They are going to be playing inspired, motivated baseball tonight. And that's where my concern, that's the only place where concern rises for me between LSU tonight against A&M. Is because LSU's a team that's obviously sitting very comfortably where they're at.
All right, we're going to try Eads again.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, he's going to call your phone, dongle him in, and we'll go that way.
Perfect.
John, we got you.
All right, let's see it.
Let's see. No! All right, call Noah.
Here. Touchdown.
Yep.
But yeah, that's where my concern will change, is just because of the simple fact that A&M has a whole lot more to play for than LSU does. And I understand your argument, Andrew, the RPI. That obviously adds a factor to LSU and what they're playing for. A&M is playing for much, much more. LSU's locked in the postseason, comfortable spot for a top 8 seed, even more comfortable spot for hosting a regional. A&M has to win out to try and get an opportunity to even get into a regional. Michael Graham. I think the best thing about the double bye is Jay getting to watch the opponent and prepare his chess games and have all his pieces available.
Yeah, it's more, love that.
Amen, brother.
And it's all about, I think it's more like the pieces that are available. That's why you look at this game and you go, like, it's kind of, if LSU were to lose, it would be a little bit confounding because you have the double bye, you have your ace going against the
Game 3 guy.
Yeah,
Miles Patton.
Miles Patton, who's
3-4 on the year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to look up. 5.10 ERA, 16 walks, 80 strikeouts. Like, those are good splits. But 3-4, like I said, 5.1 ERA against a rested baseball team and an A&M team that should probably feel
hurt,
decimated.
Yeah,
you lose your best player in Lavalette, and then that's the second time it's happened. You've lost your 2 best players offensively.
Gavin Grahovic.
And now you're spent on the mound. This is what happens when you have to play from A&M set themselves up for this, and this is like a mini taste of trying to get you ready for a regional or a super regional when, okay, you have all of your pieces. You should be able to go in there and take care of business, and it shouldn't be a baseball game, but you also look at A&M and you go, they're much more talented than, as you've seen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Auburn didn't feel like an upset even though it should have been. Like, you see A&M against Auburn has played better this year. They were the higher ranked team, all of that, and Auburn pitched off. They didn't even throw Dutton because they thought that they could win. And then you see what can happen whenever A&M can keep you kind of in a baseball game, and they were able to advance. And now you look at A&M and you go, the team's talented, and they have to keep playing for tournament life, for a chance to be in a regional. And LSU can you would like to get one more win. I don't think they need one, but you're starting to see, you'll see how much they value, and the committee, what you've done in the SEC tournament, because this Tennessee talk is real now because they've been able to win
definitely
against impressive opponents, and you treat these like it's a conference win.
Yeah, no,
like in terms of the regular season, like you shouldn't look at it that way, but it feels like they were talking about it on the broadcast yesterday for the SEC network. Like now they're at 18 conference wins. Like it's not how it works, but you could say that if you'd like. You have to play a conference game or the conference tournament.
There's no choice. But yeah, no, I mean it's going to be Brian Burgess in the chat. A&M is playing for more, but all I'm saying is they are running on fumes. They are definitely. Like, not only have they thrown their two aces and they're throwing their game 3 guy, to win those 2 games, you have to use relievers as well. So they've used their best guys to try to win that game, especially yesterday. Because, obviously, game 1 against Mississippi State, they won that game 9-0. So it wasn't like they really needed anything too strong to close it out. They didn't need to use their best guys because they were in a comfortable position. Yesterday, they won that game 3-2. Like, they had to use arms. They had to use guys to find a way to win that game. Biggest running on fumes, but those fumes are hot. There's an argument to spin positive for having already played 2 games. Yeah,
absolutely.
They're in a rhythm. They've played 2, they've won 2. They want to keep doing that. But I think the running on fumes argument is the fact that they've got guys hurt. Like the heartbeat of their team, their best player, Jace Laviolette, goes up to the plate yesterday, takes a pitch off the wrist, and he's out. And they're just hoping if they make it to the postseason, he can come back. But he's not playing tonight. And add that to the list, like I said, I read you the list of guys that are hurt. I mean, that's the fumes they're running on, is that they're having to use guys that aren't used to playing baseball. I mean, nobody else was really getting an opportunity in center field because one of the best players in the country was there. So, but my confidence in Cade Anderson on the mound outweighs all of that entire argument, the entire discussion around an inspired Aggie baseball team gets outweighed by Cade Anderson on the bump.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy right here
then it becomes
cancels out that argument.
Because I see Masita.
The RPI discussion?
Yeah, it's a must-win for LSU tonight. I don't know how they're good. Like, you've heard what Jay has said. We don't go to any game like trying to lose or not trying to win. But also, I don't know if it's not going to be a Cade Anderson throws 105 pitches.
Yeah, I don't think it will be.
If he can get through
80?
Yeah, there's going to be a number.
Yeah.
Like that he'll go out and they'll try to set up a situation for somebody else to come in which it is like a clean sheet reset.
Yeah.
Like, so it might be not even a number. Cade Anderson could have 75 pitches in the 6th and are like, okay, let's go 7, 8, 9 here and with somebody else. Because you obviously, this isn't the end all be all. This isn't a regional, it's not a super regional, it's not Omaha. And you've done enough in the regular season to where I still think LSU will very much host. But so don't be frustrated by it if Cade Anderson comes out, what are you thinking? It's like there's bigger fish to fry.
Yes.
But I see also in the chat thoughts on the SEC tournament versus Omaha in terms of competition, quality of games. Like there's no better league in the SEC.
No, it's the cream of the crop.
And it doesn't get any easier the more that you play. Like there's nowhere to really turn. It's always going to be high level competition, but it's on. Let's see.
Let's see it. Here we go.
Give me your ring. Let me see. Let me hear.
You guys got me?
Yeah! There it is. Appreciate you working hard for us this morning.
You could take 2 strikes, but you're not out unless there's a third.
That's right. Just keep fouling off pitches. Keep battling.
Yep.
There it is. Right. There's our guy, John Eads, live from Hoover. How's it been? How's the atmosphere? How's everything? How's Hoover?
Everything was great until these technical difficulties, man. And
It's that damn Hoover
think a
Wi-Fi.
6-hour drive would be the well, yeah, I don't know what it was. You'd think a 6-hour drive would be the hardest part, but getting the sound to work on a Zoom call was the hardest part. No, it's been great, man. Been here since Wednesday night. Got in. Didn't do a whole lot Wednesday, obviously, but Thursday, yesterday, they had practice early in the morning over by the complex. So check that out. It was a lot of fun. Guys seem energized, ready to go. They've had 6 days off between games, so they should be ready. And Jay said that they're at their best when they are fresh and they've had the opportunity to kind of reset. So I think they're in a really good spot. It's been nice to have the first couple rounds off because you're playing against these teams that have already depleted so many resources, kind of like you guys have been talking about, and definitely wears on you a little bit. I mean, this is kind of like the last game of a 3-game series for Texas A&M, and obviously at the end of a series, you're tired, and it's different teams too, so you got to game plan differently. You got to scout a bunch of different things as opposed to kind of the same things for one series against the same team 3 times. So I think they're in a really good spot. Ton of LSU fans here. Like, I feel like every RV or tailgate I passed walking to and from my car yesterday, there was a flag. LSU fans just out chatting. They were at the game, taking it all in. So I think the atmosphere is going to be awesome. And I kind of sat in the press box and did my work yesterday while watching the end of the Auburn game and then the Texas-Tennessee game. And the atmosphere was kind of – it wasn't really loud. Like, people weren't really into it, So I feel like when LSU gets in there, if it's anything like last year, that place is going to be packed and rocking and super loud and energetic. I just feel like nobody does it like LSU at these tournaments. Like when you think of big brands and you think of a Tennessee, a Texas, maybe their home crowds are okay, like in Arkansas, whatever it is. But I feel like no matter where LSU's playing, the environment comes with it. I think they call Hoover like Alec Box East or something like that. I think they were calling it that last year for what they did, that crazy run they went on. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. And I'm excited to see if the Tigers can get some revenge against A&M because they kind of made them look bad when they played them in the series a couple months ago. Oh, early this month, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, LSU gave A&M all the confidence in the world after that series as they were able to take 2 of 3 versus the Tigers in College Station. What were the vibes with the team yesterday? The guys at practice, LSU getting ready to go. Like you said, it's been a long time since they've played baseball. Since the South Carolina series last weekend. So what were the guys looking like when they were out there yesterday?
Yeah, vibes were good. I think practice kind of started in a low-key mood, and Jay wasn't too happy about that. He brought the guys together and told them, hey, I know that this is another day off for us, and it's been a while since we've played and whatever, but we got to lock in like right now. So kind of what you see in a game where he calls those timeouts and he refocuses everybody, and 4th or 5th inning, he brings everybody together in the dugout. He kind of did that yesterday a few minutes into practice. I didn't listen in to exactly what he was saying. I kind of wanted to keep a respectful distance because, he doesn't want that to be shared and stuff like that, I'd imagine. But you could kind of understand, based on the couple things you could hear, what he was getting at. The hitters were in the cage, and they were kind of just getting loose for practice and stuff, and maybe weren't at 100% intensity. But he told them, like, look, we got 90 minutes out here. I want your best for 90 minutes. Like, we got to lock in and get prepared. So, he understands where this team needs to be mentally and physically this time of year. And from there, they had a great practice. Not to say they weren't having a good practice before that, but you could really see and tell that the guys locked back into their assignment and getting prepared for this game and hopefully these games, these 3 games that they'll hope to play here in Hoover and bring back an SEC championship. Some people might be questioning, like, do they even really care about this thing? Because it seems like they've locked up a top 8 seed. They shouldn't have to win a game here to cement that, though it would probably help for everybody's nerves, I guess, if they did that. But I was talking to Will Helmers, and he said that Jay really, really, really wants to win this tournament. Like, he has a goal to win the SEC regular season, the SEC championship, and go to Omaha and win the national championship all in the same year. I don't think he's going to have the chance to do that this year because obviously Texas won the regular season. But that was kind of eye-opening to me, just like how much he actually cares about winning this tournament. So they got a great chance to do it this year. Things kind of set up pretty well for them, starting with a game against the depleted A&M team. And all you need is 3 wins to get the job done.
Yeah, and the Texas A&M team is definitely depleted as they lost Laviolette yesterday to add to the list, but they're playing for their lives. And LSU has Cade Anderson
Right.
on the bump tonight, like we said. A&M's already pitched their 2 guys. They're going Patton. Give us a preview of tonight's game, kind of what you expect and what you saw from A&M and their win over Auburn yesterday, and kind of how that'll play factor tonight.
Yeah, so they've already pitched Prager. They already pitched Lampkin. Those are their top 2 starting pitcher arms. So all that they've got left is Miles Patton, as you said, who is also a left-handed pitcher and definitely held LSU down, I would say. Not completely, but a little bit. His line in the matchup they played, this was the series finale, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. That's not a bad start for 6 innings. But that's enough to win for LSU, assuming that Cade Anderson gives you what he typically does and the bullpen performs up to standard. But you could certainly you would certainly like to see a little bit more offensive production. Now, the offense, they've kind of struggled against left-handed pitching all year. They did look good in South Carolina. They had a couple lefties, and LSU got them out of the game with 3 or 4 earned runs, like 5 in the second game, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been better. But South Carolina is also the second worst pitching staff in the conference from an ERA standpoint. A&M's kind of middle of the pack. So there's a difference there. So I do want to see the offense perform better against Patton, against A&M this time around. So you're really going to rely on your right-handed bats to carry the load there, because Derek Currio's kind of struggled against that left-handed pitching recently. I'm not sure if Jake Brown or Josh Pearson are going to start. I would probably say it'll be Pearson because he's seen the left-handed pitching better. Though obviously Jake Brown, everybody wants him to play every single day, which I could completely understand. But I think from a numbers standpoint, Pearson is better against those lefties, so you'll probably see him. So you're right, he's definitely got to produce for you, get on base, put him in pressure spots. And then what they're going to try to do is they've saved one of their bullpen guys who likes to extend, kind of like a Kason Evans, a Zach Cowan, a Chase Shores that can give you like 2 or 3 innings potentially. And that guy's Caden McCoy, who in the first matchup against LSU, he went 3 2/3, allowed just 2 hits with no runs and 6 strikeouts. That was the best bullpen outing of the season for him. So what they're going to try to do is just go with with Patton for 5 or 6, and then hope that McCoy can take them home. They've saved him kind of for this spot here. Weston Moss is also a bullpen arm A&M really likes. He pitched, I believe, 2 innings in their tournament opener or the second game. Weston Moss, 2 1/3 against Auburn. So he's still available, I think, because typically he'll pitch twice in a weekend, not 2 1/3 in each appearance, but he'll go 2 1/3 and maybe give you an inning on the back end of another game. So what I think they're going to try to do today, A&M, is go Patton to McCoy and then finish things out with Moss, whatever they could possibly get out of him. So the key for LSU, I think, is to get to Patton early, get him out of the game, and get A&M off schedule.
Yeah, and then with LSU pitching Anderson tonight, do you expect a pitch count, maybe a certain amount of innings to cut him off, not let him go too deep into the game? Obviously, they want to win, but you want to protect your guys going into regional play next weekend.
Well, that would help, too, if you can get that offense early and you go up, 4 or 5 to nothing in the 5th or 6th inning, so then Jay doesn't feel pressured to keep Cade in for like a 7-8 inning performance. And I don't think he will push it like that. On the one hand, he's talked about how much he wants to win this tournament. They're here to win. They're here to prepare themselves for the NCAA tournament. But on the other hand, he talks about Paul Skeens and how they handled him in the SEC tournament in 2023 when they took him out of the game after 75 pitches, I want to say, a couple innings, and the bases were loaded just to protect him and keep him fresh for the NCAA tournament. So it's kind of that fine line you got to strike. Will Helmer's also brought up the possibility that they throw Cade and they also throw Anthony today, just a couple innings apiece, because you don't know how the matchups are going to look for that regional, who you're going to play, when you want to deploy those guys, game 1, game 2, whatever it is. If it's a Thursday, Friday game, whatever the situation might be. So that's not out of the realm of possibility. I would say they're going to err more on the side of caution than forcing Cade to just go all out to win this game, because it's not that important that they win this game. Like, I feel like all of us would take a fresh Cade and a great performance in a regional over winning this game here in Hoover, which really doesn't hold a whole lot of meaning in the grand scheme of things in terms of winning the national championship and stuff. So that's how I would kind of look at it. But again, all of that becomes a non-factor if your offense produces early. And
you did a little deep dive on the Goon Squad over there for LSU. I saw the list that came out and the shirts that they were making out here. We got this that you put out, which I think this is awesome, and it shows that the list is: John Pearson, Josh Pearson, Jake Brown, Ashton Larson, Ethan Fry, Dalton Beck, Tanner Reeves, all of which have embraced this role of being pitch hitters. And I think that speaks to like what this team is. People have been concerned about there's transfer portal, they're not getting to play, all of this. Like, they're bought in on what their role is, and it doesn't matter if it's I'm a starter, if I get to pinch hit and see 3 pitches, or if I get to start a baseball game. Like, I think that speaks volumes to what this team is, and I'd like to get kind of your perspective, what you heard from and how that message was kind of received from on your end.
Yeah, it was interesting. I heard something about this recently, like some kind of a group on the team of the pinch hitters, the Goon Squad or something like that. And then I completely forgot about it. And then I saw John Pearson wearing that shirt, and I was like, that's what that is. So then I asked him kind of who's a part of it and stuff. And then we talked to Jake Brown and Stephen Milam and coach after the practice and kind of got more into the story. Mark Wanaka, their hitting coach, came up with the idea to print out the shirts for the guys just because they've done such a great job in those pinch hitting roles. Though it's kind of strange because like Fry and Josh and Jake, these guys aren't really like pinch hitters, you know what I mean? Like they're basically everyday guys. It just depends on which day they're playing, kind of thing. But yeah, that was kind of a funny thing to uncover. And to your point, yeah, I liked y'all's discussion on the Jake Brown transfer portal thing. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. The issue is there's just, and we've talked about it all year, there's just so many good players on this team that for some guys, they don't need a large, expansive role. Their role is just to do a job very well, or 2 jobs very well. And that might mean coming in the 6th or 7th inning to take a couple at bats and change the lineup up a little bit against whatever the pitching arm is on, a left or a right, and do some damage. And more often than not, they've done that. So it's kind of cool. Those guys have formed their own little group, and that might be a big talking point here in the postseason because you might see a John Pearson or a Tanner Reeves, a Dalton Beck come in and get a big hit for the offense that ends up turning the momentum of a game and leading LSU to a win. So
they've done it all year.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's how you get one. And I think real quick on your do you think that I like what Helmer's brought up with it could be the idea of seeing both Cade Anderson and Anthony Einson the same day. Do you think that would be a situation in which LSU was down? And I would imagine Jay wants Einson to be able to get some work in, and you're not guaranteed to play 2. So if you see Cade Anderson, I don't want to say struggle, but if they're losing and it's like the 5th inning, do you think that would be a more likely scenario and not as surprising as maybe some people would be if this wasn't talked about at all, where Einson comes out the bullpen and then people have this, oh no, is he going to be a pin guy now? But I think Jay wants to get him some work regardless. Like that's where I would see that scenario happening.
Yeah, Will had said that previously they'd done that where they threw their top 2 pitchers, I don't know what year it was, maybe 21, 22, could have been 23, I don't know, in the first game, just to reset that clock. And that's a good point. This might be their only game this week. What you can do is have Einson just go throw like a super long bullpen, but it's not the same as actually getting into a game, you know? And getting into those situations that he thrives in where there's guys on base and there's high leverage moments and he's got to pitch out of them. And there's going to be plenty of those. Probably, you hope not. There's probably going to be some of those in the NCAA tournament at some point. So it's just not the same throwing a bullpen versus getting into the game. So, yeah, I think so. If they're down, I'm not sure. It's kind of, you got to go inside Jay's brain. Like, what is he thinking? Like, is he thinking, we got to win this game? Like he'll often say in the post-game press conferences, like, why did you do this? Because we had to win the game. Mm-hmm. Or to set the team up for future success. Typically, he leans more on the side of, I want to win this game. We got to win this game. And not to say that if Anthony goes in, they can't win because he's your second-best pitcher. He CG'd A&M a couple weeks ago in College Station. So I think that's a realistic possibility. But then obviously you got to figure some stuff out for your semifinal matchup, and then if you make it there, the championship matchup. So again, this all kind of hinges on what does Jay want to do. Like, his actions will speak more than his words. Like, his words are, we want to win this championship, we want to win this tournament, but his actions will actually kind of determine how this thing's going to go. So we'll find out in 12 hours, I guess.
Speaking of some LSU arms, obviously you have the two starters. You've seen the guys that have stepped up out of the bullpen all year in Kason Evans and Zach Cowan. As of late, you've added Newt and Chase Shores to that group. Who are some of the names outside of that group of six that you could see having a big role really this weekend and moving forward in the postseason?
Yeah, I got two for you that first come to mind. The first one I would say will have a bigger role than the other. Cooper Williams, for sure.
Yeah.
He's looked really good recently. Really, he's been good all year in the short stints that he's had. I think that we're kind of undervaluing him because he hasn't gone out like a Maverick Rizzi and thrown like 2 or 3 innings of shutdown baseball. It's kind of more so been an inning or 2/3 of an inning, or come in and match up and get this guy out and then you're out of the game kind of thing. But I think he's going to be a really important ace for them out of the bullpen. Well, not ace, piece, I guess you could say, because they haven't really had a consistent left-handed shutdown guy out of the pen. Like DJ Primo's kind of been that guy this year, but he hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities lately. Williams has continued to get opportunities. Jay Johnson says that he really trusts him. And so, yeah, I think you'll see a lot of Cooper Williams potentially this weekend, but definitely in the NCAA tournament. Just he'll be extremely valuable to get into the games, to get out a couple of really good left-handed batters. Like if he were pitching today, I'd probably say he would come in at some point to get Jay Laviolette out, but he's not playing, obviously, because of the injury. So I think he'll be a big piece for them. And then Grant Fontenot is kind of a sleeper piece, I think. Kind of like Will Helmers. He hasn't pitched in a while, but he's had some pretty good outings the last 2 times he's been on the mound, against Arkansas and then at South Carolina. And Jay also said he's got confidence in him. He's earned more opportunities. So I wouldn't be surprised if they bring out Fontenot, who's a right-hander that has a lot of velocity, that I thought would carve out a little bit of a role early in the season, but struggled with command and then was basically pushed to the bottom of the pecking order, but has since worked hard to get himself back in a position to play. So I'm thinking Cooper Williams and Grant Fontenot outside of the couple that y'all mentioned. And then obviously you got Maverick Rizzi, William Schmidt. Like there's a bunch of guys that have shown flashes of what they can do, Connor Ware, but haven't been consistent. That could definitely pop at any point in time. Chandler Dorsey, another one.
Yeah, and then speaking of, staying on the pitcher conversation, if they were to make it to the championship game, if they just go Anderson today, win, Ianson tomorrow, win, what is your thought process on, to me, and we've talked about it this week, it's really 2 names that are kind of floating around that spot. Obviously, Chase Shores is a guy. He was your Sunday starter, kind of got put back into the bullpen and has really pitched well. And then Jade Newt's a guy that started midweek games and has pitched really well every time he's gone out there. To me, it's the discussion between those two. My thought process would be keep Shores in the bullpen, let him keep doing what he's doing, and give Newt the nod as your Game 3 guy. What's your thought process on what LSU would do if they make it to a Game 3 this weekend and moving forward in postseason play?
In this hypothetical world, we're assuming that Evans and Cowan are done.
Yes.
They're out?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think what Jay typically does in those situations is he'll put 2 guys out there, like in the case of the Helmers game. They wanted to go Sam Dutton and Javen Coleman for 3 innings, and then Helmers is going to take it the rest of the way. So I think you could see a similar thing. I don't know. A Cooper Williams, a righty, I don't know, Rizzi, whoever. Go out there, get 3 innings, and then Chase Shores maybe takes it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Because he could do that. Like, he was a starting pitcher. He has the arm endurance to throw 85, 90, 100 pitches if he can get there. So I think that's what we would see. 1 or 2 guys out of the bullpen to get the first 2 rounds of the order out, and then you hope that Shores can come in and take it the rest of the way. That's how I kind of see it.
Yeah, kind of similar to Game 1 against South Carolina, where they had both Ware and
exactly.
Newt in the pen. Yeah. and they went to Shores right after that. I
Newt,
agree.
yeah, they probably go Newt over Rizzy to like start a game and just go and get me like 6 outs. Yeah.
So Lloyd, you have anything else?
Eads, you were there last year, correct?
I was.
Yeah. What's the environment like? What's the difference between last year and this year with the new format? Doesn't feel like it's even just watching it on TV. It doesn't feel like there's as many people there because you're not guaranteed 2 games. You really can't make a weekend of it or a week of it. Has that been kind of the vibe that you've been getting? And then I think all of that will change tonight.
I think it's been a pretty good crowd, honestly. I feel like I was walking through yesterday a little bit to and from the press box, and I feel like all the seats were filled up. I just don't think the fans were super loud and into it like LSU fans are, and like LSU fans will be tonight, I think, because there's so many of them here. The parking lot is really full. Like last year, I had no problem parking, and maybe that's because LSU was playing at 9:30 every day. But when I went yesterday, I had to park way, way back and walk like a half mile to the stadium. So I think there's plenty of people here. I don't think the environment's as crazy as it can get. But then again, these are like first and second round games we're talking about. There were quarterfinals yesterday, I guess, but I think LSU is really going to turn the heat up tonight, and it's only going to get better from there. So I know they switched to single elimination this year, but a lot of the fans are coming for the day, and they're staying to watch all the games because this is really good baseball. You really can't go wrong watching any of these games with the level of talent. It's the best conference in college baseball. So I don't think the environment's been super impacted by it. I've seen a lot of fans, and I think everyone's perspective might change when they see LSU take the field against A&M tonight, either in person or on TV.
Yeah, and one more for you from my perspective of what we're kind of – I'm just looking at the bracket right now, and I heard some of the conversation about Tennessee and how they're kind of going on a little bit of a run here, and it felt like they needed to. Has that conversation shifted from Tennessee just being a tournament team to now being possibly a regional host?
Possibly. I mean, they were there basically all year until they kind of fell off late and kind of started with LSU, right? So I think if they go and win this whole tournament, which they could, I mean, that's an impressive win they got yesterday, they might be back into that conversation. It just kind of depends on how much you value an SEC tournament if you're the committee versus what they did to end the year. So they're healthy right now. They're playing pretty well. And this is the time of year to be playing your best baseball. And it seems like they're kind of back into that groove of doing that. So I think they could get back into kind of that arena if they keep getting wins. Like they're going to play Vanderbilt next, and Vanderbilt's a team that we all expect to be a top 8 seed. If they win that helps. And then if LSU wins this game and then, the next one to get to the semis, whatever it is, and then maybe it's a Tennessee LSU rematch, LSU's definitely a top 8 kind of team, obviously number 1 in the country, so that would be another big win to boost their resume. So they're playing for a lot as well. There's a big difference between being a regional host and being a super regional host, as y'all know. So they're kind of in that no man's land right now between that versus some other teams like a Vanderbilt and LSU that seem to be cemented in as a top 8. So now the last thing you want to happen is for a team like Tennessee to take your top 8 seed if you're LSU. Because same conference, similar kind of win totals, things like that could happen. A bid stealer, if you will.
Yeah, that's what I think people are going to.
Yeah.
That's the like the sky is falling scenario when LSU plays Texas, depleted Texas A&M loses, and Tennessee runs away and wins the entire tournament. Like I guess some people would say like the last thing you've seen, but LSU has the head-to-head, the RPI, but also I don't know how the committee works. I don't know how they
Nobody does.
Yeah. I don't even know who the committee is.
Nobody. I don't think anyone knows who it is. It's just it's like the Court of Owls.
Yeah, I'd love to riots in the streets if you knew where they were. Like, go protest the building.
Well, we appreciate your time.
See.
Oh, what time do you think What time do you really think you start tonight?
Yeah,
you've been pushed. I would imagine you've been pushed back quite a bit with some of these games going longer than anticipated.
It's supposed to start at 6:30, right?
Yeah, 6:15.
Yeah. Well, for my sake, I hope it doesn't because I'm supposed to do a live report at about 6:20. So that wouldn't really work.
Push it back a little bit.
So yeah, I wouldn't mind if they pushed it back to like 6:45, 6:50. And a lot of these games have gone on long, especially yesterday. I went to go record one of my things for the reports I do. and they were just playing music, which I can't record anything while they're playing music because it's just too loud, for 15, 20 minutes. And I was looking at the field, and like Schlossnagel's walking around, and the guys are still in the outfield. I'm like, what the heck is the holdup here? Apparently they were subbing out an umpire.
Yeah, umpire change. I had never heard of that.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Well, I'd seen that in Sulphur last weekend,
Really?
too. They brought in a new home plate umpire in the 6th inning of a championship game. And I was like, I turned to the guy that was working next to me. I was like, oh, I guess they're going to the bullpen for the umpire. They're bringing in the closer.
I can only
never seen
imagine
that
the
before.
fans in a state championship game
Who's
when
this?
the home plate
Yeah.
umpire gets changed. Oh, the fix is in.
Oh yeah, how could you not?
Yeah.
Or like if he's been terrible, if that happens at Alec
Right.
Box, like get him out of here. He leaves. They're like the Bronx cheers that would get. But do you know why that happened? Was it too hot?
Yeah, I think that he had, if it's the same guy, like they had to remove him from the game previously because it was too hot and there was like a health scare or something like
Wow.
that. So I don't know if it was maybe the same guy. You know, he's on a pitch count. Like it's hard to pitch 2 times in the same series. You know what I mean? So he reached his max. I think the Live Oak fans, the Live Oak Sam Houston game, they were okay with it because they were not happy with that guy like, the whole game. Like, and I don't know why the LHSAA does this, but when he wants to drink water between innings, his little setup is right in front of where the Live
course.
Oak fans sit behind home plate. So they would walk up to the railing right on top of him and just letting him have it. And I was like, oh my God,
Poor
this
guy.
is not good.
That's why he's dying of heat stroke because he can't drink any water.
Well, see, we did a summer
Maybe so.
a
Yeah.
summer league basketball game. There were 2 games going on 2 different courts, and the court next to us, it got a little a little bit of a little scrappy little fight. They changed the refs out over there, like they swapped refs between our court and their court, and so then the refs showed up and it was bad. And one of our parents was like, "We want our refs back! Get these guys out of here!" Like it was,
That's
it
crazy to change in the middle of the game.
Don't give the fans or the parents more reason or any ammunition.
Right. Well, that's wild.
Seriously, I feel like that's dangerous to do that in any sport because every referee is different. Like everybody's strike zone is different. Unless you're an SEC umpire, it seems like they're all just bad. But it's kind of hard to like change the flow up of a game in the middle of it like that, you know. So
I guess because they're umpiring so many games, like they only have a finite amount of people that can do it.
Yeah.
And so they probably doing 2 and 3 games at a time, and then they have the bullpen, like you said. But yeah. But today you only have the 2 games, so maybe you won't see it. You have Ole Miss, Arkansas at 3, and then you have LSU, Texas A&M at whenever that kicks off, sometime around 6, hopefully.
yeah,
Good weather?
yeah, they avoided that, and they avoided Sam Dutton. I think that he was still on the board.
I know.
if
Yeah,
they
they
would
saved
have
him
played
for
today.
LSU.
So yeah, I'm sure they did, but they didn't get past A&M, so it's a moot point.
There you go.
Yeah, good weather. No rain in the forecast. I think I was chatting with Ezra, one of the strength guys on LSU staff, and he said he looked at it, and they're all good there. Obviously, I mean, you could see me, kind of. I did not put on sunscreen yesterday. I was about to, and then the LSU buses rolled up, and I forgot to do that. I was too locked into what I was doing. So,
Sacrifice.
yeah.
Working hard.
And everybody's like, John, you got to wear sunscreen. And I'm like, I love my job.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
Yeah, and next time you have throw some Jared Mitchell's way.
does he need some?
Oh my God.
I haven't seen.
He's a big try to find the shade guy, but that setup for the SEC network has him out and about. So prayers up for Jay Mitch. I'll see him today at some point for Mic'd Up.
Dang.
But yeah, good luck. Have fun. Like I'm jealous
Yeah,
that you're
enjoy
there.
it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. But we'll have postseason baseball just down the road in BR.
You'll see me there.
In the not too distant future. Oh yeah, no doubt. you hope it's the first 2 rounds.
That's right.
Amen.
So,
2 weekends.
A lot of games. Yeah.
All right, we appreciate your time.
So then we'll enjoy this, baby.
Yep,
That's
and
right.
Your hard work to get that audio straight. We appreciate you, and we'll talk again soon.
All right. Good
All
to
right.
chat with y'all. Glad
There
we can
he
make
is.
it work.
Yeah.
You got it.
There you.
There he is, John Eads, once again, crushing it, absolutely crushing it. He appreciate him working hard to get that audio straight. Very jealous. I wish it would have worked out better tournament wise, because really the tournament restructuring kind of screwed us. Of like, well, we're gonna do all this work, get out there for Friday and do whatever, and then
Turn around.
it not happen. Like if it would have been on I mean, if they would have played earlier and it would have been you play multiple games, then it probably could have
like
made
the old
it happen.
format where you're like it's from a coverage perspective. If you're guaranteed 2 games and you're playing Wednesday, Thursday, like you leave Monday.
Yeah.
Like in the morning, get there for Tuesday, do some shows from there, like get some content. But on a Friday, like it's just tougher to get just there for 1 game.
So we're gonna watch party.
2. Yeah, and that's always a great crutch.
It is. It is. It is a nice safety blanket. So we will watch party. So make sure you guys join us tonight. Tell your friends about it. Tell your parents about it. Tell your grandparents about it. Tell your cousins. Tell your siblings. Tell everybody to enjoy some LSU baseball with us tonight as we watch party over on the Tingling Co channel. The phone line will be rolling once again. We had some really good calls last time. Excited to get that rocking and rolling tonight again. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Andrew Messina wants a sporkle. We'll do the athletic connections, and then we'll roll into a sporkle. Why not? We'll see.
Kendall Rogers. We have
got?
a change in terms of our host this morning. Newfield coming up in the next hour.
Okay, a little shake up. Do you think that's
I don't know.
And that's what I guarantee you. That's what everybody thinks it's going to be, and then it's not going to be that. Everyone thinks A&M is going to shoot up into the regional host, but then it's going to be not A&M, Tennessee.
Tennessee,
and then it's going to be, I don't know, some other team, and they're going to be like, oh, never mind.
I mean, that's a very good,
tried.
great tease.
Yes, I mean he knows what he's doing.
Perfect time to do it.
He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly how to make it work. Ivo, switching umps in baseball, refs in basketball mid-game is wild.
That's wild.
Would highly question. No, I agree. Like, I vividly remember the basketball game, sitting there watching it, being like, what's happening? What do you mean you're taking our refs? If they're getting kicked out from that game, why do I want them on my
right,
game?
dude. So
like,
maybe I'll just need a fresh change of scenery.
But even if they just took those refs out and brought 2 or 3 new ones in on that court, I think our parents still would have been like, well, you changed their refs. Why can't you change our refs?
Yeah,
he just missed a charge and a block call right there.
Yeah, because nobody more rational than high school parents or college baseball fans.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's – or high school baseball. I mean, it is the worst that the umpire has to walk backwards to the backstop to drink his water in high school games when all the parents are just right there, like pasted, plastered behind the backstop, yelling at it. Brian Burgess, LOLs, you guys are going to have an open phone line tonight for people who watch to call in. I don't know if it'll be open. We'll have the open line definitely for post-game. Give our reaction after the game and let y'all call in and give y'all's reaction. But maybe we'll open it up during the game.
Yeah, sure.
We'll see. Why not? Let y'all talk and hang out with us.
Is Christian coming?
No.
Why?
I have no idea. He didn't give us a reason. He just said, won't be there, guys. And so I said, you're fired.
Yeah, that's true. Out of here.
And he said LOL back to that. So, but that's why we trained Sammy up. Sam will be here tonight, I believe, and he can help us out over on the production table so you can stay here to my left.
Well, and I have the laptop. I could do some things from that perspective, but
Amen.
It is nice to have somebody in the chair.
Yes.
Because we got a lot of moving parts.
Gage Evans, score predictions. LSU baseball tonight. Give me 6-2 LSU wins.
I'll take that. Yeah.
Rolling with it.
LSU has a weird stat for their wins and losses when they score 6 runs or more that I don't think they've lost a game.
Yep.
Maybe. So if you get to that 6 number, it does feel like you have a great chance to close it out. But also, it's one of those games where LSU has run into this before, like somebody that isn't necessarily a starter, somebody that doesn't throw in this role all that often, and then you see them come in and be lights out against LSU because you just don't have the numbers to back it up, or you haven't seen them a lot. And it could be one of those where it kind of you look around get the offense going a little bit. Yeah. Because whatever you go in there with an expectation of, oh, this guy's thrown in 5 games as a starter, he doesn't have the experience you would imagine that LSU should be able to put up a good offensive performance. But the rest versus rust thing is real. Going out and being from John's point of view of they were a little not as locked in. It's we've been goofing around for a week, and then you have to. That's what coaches are for. Hey, we're here for now. It's time to start rolling a little bit, boys.
Time to play baseball.
Yeah. So, I'd like to see LSU if they are able to put up a big number or just a couple of runs in the first, then that's usually when LSU's offense is at its best. If they can they've been one of the best first inning teams in the country. But if they're able to do that again, where it kind of takes the pressure off of, I think, the way that LSU fans watch the game, first of all, and then allows the boys to settle in a little bit, let Cade get going, and then it's a little bit easier as opposed to when you look up and you're no hit in the fifth, and it's like, ooh, at some point you got to get this thing rolling. It kind of feels like they settle into that funk, like one way or the other, like they get streaky. So I'd like to see a little early offensive, and then let Cade settle. Then I would feel like you have A&M at some point has got to roll over. Because everything that's happened, you can do win one for the Gipper, you can do all of those things, but at some point, we don't have our horses, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, the way I kind of see it going is I see LSU scratching a couple across in the early innings, maybe the first 3 innings, maybe score 2 runs, and then once, what's his name, who's pitching, Patton gets out, kind of maybe around the 6th, 7th inning, because that's when I took my notes from LSU versus A&M, the series. LSU scored most of their runs in that 6th inning. I put a star above it because it was like they hit 2 home runs in that inning. So I think if LSU gets in the 6th inning, they'll score 3 or so runs there. It'll be 5-0 when they go into the 7th, 8th, and 9th. A&M will scratch a couple across, start feeling good. LSU with a little insurance run, 6-2 game over. Tigers win. Michael Graham, 8-1. Anderson shoves. Milam and Pearson get hot. Brian Burgess, LSU 4, A&M 1. Carl Dunn, LSU's 4-0 in neutral locations this season. Andrew Messina, Cade needs to have an efficient first inning and not a 20-plus pitch first inning. Yeah, you want Cade to have clean innings. Don't get that pitch count too high. Don't throw anything out. Just go out there, take care of business.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to, for some reason, there's some sense of, LSU still needs to prove it throughout this year, and it feels like every game they're trying to make it bigger than it is in terms of people that are watching it. It's and you saw it in this chat.
Right.
All right, Andrew Messina, must win. It's I don't think that it is, but every time you play, you want to win. It's hard to go
every time you get closer to it, you start thinking about
scenarios,
all of the things that could go wrong.
Right, and then you also have the perspective of sitting back and seeing other teams win and play good baseball. Right. Maybe them. It's well.
Yeah, no, I mean, because it's like football. I mean, think back to this past football season. You lose to USC. We're going into the South Carolina game. We're like, guys, it's a must-win game.
It is.
And it was. And so, that's what our mindset is of, you lose this game, everything can go wrong.
Right. So that's not how I feel about this.
I think LSU's
I'm excited to watch it because it feels like I haven't seen them playing forever.
I know. I missed them so much.
Yeah. It's been a big – it's so much fun. So then when you see other teams being able to have fun and, play ball, and it's I wish we'd have played 2 games by now.
It would have been nice to play.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here watching A&M play every day. I got Tennessee on my TV and Oklahoma.
Arkansas,
and I'm
Oklahoma.
Can I just watch LSU?
Right.
Is that too much to ask?
And you get to tonight.
Amen. 6:30, you can join us. Watch party tonight. Hopefully, we'll be up and rolling before the game begins.
Yes.
That's always our goal.
That is the goal.
That's always our goal.
We always get distracted by something.
Something happens. Because we got here. I was here at 4:30 last time, and the game started at 6:30. Or 6. Getting everything organized. When we had somebody come in and meet with us, and then we were trying to figure that out, and then it was like, oh, shit, the game just started.
Yeah.
And then we turned the stream on, and Daniel Dickinson hit a yak.
Perfect timing.
Shador Sanders.
Yeah, we'll get it rolling a little bit earlier. Have we can do a little pregame powwow.
Pregame. Yep. That'll be good. So, let's see if we can connect athletically.
Oh, that's
biggest clone zone tonight, of course, my friend.
Yes, come clone.
Of course, my friend.
Clone
All
clones
everywhere.
are welcome.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's the clone zone. So, yeah, Christian whipped. Mm-hmm. On the Tingle & Co. channel, yes, Mr. Gage Evans. We appreciate you specifying. You better show up. I know you're probably not going to, but you could be here, buddy.
He should.
I know. Girlfriend's back in town from Birmingham, UAB softball. He's like, oh, y'all never going to see me again. I was like, well, at least you're honest about it, loser.
That is God, he's one of those that gets out. I hate the ones that get out in front of it because you can't even make fun of them. Like, no.
Oh, I told y'all.
Yeah.
You freaking do
Every time, dude. This is how I operate. It's like, stop doing that.
All right. Let's see. Man, I see Big 12 teams. Colorado, Texas Tech, Kansas, Baylor. But then there's West Virginia in there too. Okay. See, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior looks too easy. Like that I'm scared to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Baylor's the odd one out. James Worthy, Jerry West, Shaquille O'Neal, Elgin Baylor.
That's what I was looking at. Oh, Lakers?
Yep. I saw O'Neal and I was like. So then it would be West Virginia, Texas Tech. Oh, never mind. TCU's in there, throws it off too.
Because I was almost dead. Jerry West, and did he go to West Virginia? And so that's what made me pause for just a second. New freshman, green.
And oh shoot.
Sand? What does that mean?
I guess that's the only one that would fits in my brain. That would fit, possibly.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Damn it.
I feel like senior, sophomore, junior, freshman is too easy.
But this,
like, there's no way it's that.
I mean,
like that's so easy.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Yeah,
I mean, it's every day
that's a stretch because that's so easy.
Yeah. But it also almost worked.
Yep. Now this one, okay. Sand, new.
See?
Okay. Because I was thinking San Antonio, New York. Is it Kansas? Is it Arkansas?
Arkansas.
Like Kansas? Like Kansas?
Oh.
Kansas? I don't know. Brian Burgess says New San Green, Kansas.
Why Kansas?
See if Brian Burgess is a genius.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Green
And
Bay,
then Texas Tech,
Kansas City,
TCU, West
New
Virginia,
Orleans.
Colorado. Big 12.
Yeah. That one we had in our back pocket.
Yep. We're rocking on that one. There we go.
Hey.
Brian Burgess.
Shout
Smart
out.
man.
Good one, yeah.
Smart man.
We were thinking too hard.
We were. They Messina wants a sporkle.
Let's
Wants
see.
a little feel good Friday. Yeah, once again, we appreciate you guys. Like I said, I will be out next week. I'll be video called in. I want to give a quick shout out to our guy, Andre Champagne, as he's been crushing the document lately, getting in there the last 2 days. This is the best the document's ever looked. Like the best, the show doc is kind of like what we go, it's our script, basically. And this is the best it's ever looked. So shout out to Andre. He will be in studio next week with Lloyd, while I will be in over video call from the Bahamas to keep the show rolling. And it's last week here on the Jordy Culotta Show channel. Because when I get back, the weekend of regional play, we will have everything living over on the Tingling Co channel. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following us on everything over there. It's officially underway. We've got some sponsors lined up to have rock and roll, and the 2nd June begins. And y'all find out who all of those are. One of them may or may not be chilling on the back of this laptop right here. If you can maybe pick it out. Covered up another sticker that may or may not have been on the laptop. So we'll be rolling. Appreciate you guys. And we're going to get this Sporkle up. And don't forget, I mean, we're going to make much more content on that Tingling Co channel, so make sure you're ready over there. And we've got grab bag for the yak.
I don't think we've done, like, quick glance. I don't think we've done this one.
No, don't think so. I don't think
Quicker
I've
glance, it looked hard.
don't think I've ever seen the green. The green's throwing me off. A state without a Division I
So
school.
that was the first one. So I was like, I don't know the answer to that.
So it's not Louisiana. It's not Mississippi. It's not Alabama. It's not Georgia.
SEC's
not
got
Florida.
you. Yeah.
It's going to be something. New Hampshire, Delaware. No, Rhode Island does. No, Rhode Island. I know has University of Rhode Island because Allen Iverson's nephew played there. North Dakota has D1. South Dakota has D1. Montana has
Do you
D1.
think these
Wyoming
states
has D1.
get insulted when if doing it like that? Like,
Probably.
yeah, the states that we're thinking of.
Like, that's kind of rude of you to think that.
Right. Like, we have
cool.
schools.
We're cool.
We'll come back to that one. Landlocked countries in South America. I'm not good at that either.
Brazil. Chile.
And that's on the. That's their California.
Okay. Aha! You're a smart man. You are. Let's see if that's in the.
Generation 1 Pokemon starters. Oh, Pika. Oh, damn it.
Vermont says Seville. Nope. Alaska.
Oh,
There it
nice.
is.
Duh.
Perfect.
I mean, shit.
It's in Canada.
Yeah, dude, it is up here and to the left.
Yeah, and it's massive. Did you know that?
Yeah. They
Like you
should've
put it
done-
on top of the map, it's like.
Yeah, well, they got a lot going on over there.
Yeah, it's crazy. What was her name? What was the politician's name
Oh,
from Alaska? Palin?
Palin.
Sarah Palin.
Nailing Palin.
Generation 1 Pokemon starters. Pikachu, Squirtle.
Squirtle, Blastoise. I think that says. Yeah, I think that's what he evolves to.
Pikachu and Charmander.
Charmander. What's the?
Pikachu. It's not
I-
Pikachu.
no,
you tried that
I
one?
did Pika.
Wow.
There's one more. It's the fire, the earth. Charmander.
It's fire.
Squirtle is the
water.
There's one more.
So something with land. I don't know. I never did Pokemon. Paraguay and Uruguay.
It's just yeah. There you go. Remember the Beatles.
There we go.
John,
Shout out Gage Evans. Are you smart, Gage?
Ringo, Starr.
You should know this one. Easy. Paul
Yeah,
McCartney.
Paul.
And then what's the other
I
one?
didn't want to just rattle them off. George Harrison.
Oh, the James Bond films.
Ooh.
Spectre. Skyfall.
Casino Royale.
Casino Royale. Quantum of Solace.
Mm-hmm. We've
see.
had this one.
And this is the newest one. With what's
No
her
Time
name
to
in it?
Die.
Yeah. What was her name? What's the actress's name that was in that one? The one that's in was it War Dogs?
Madden cover athletes.
The 2010s. Oh look, there's Pikachu at the bottom of Super Smash Bros. Mario. Oh wait, the actors' names, like the actual names,
For
like Jennifer Aniston, the main Friends cast.
so it'd be like Jennifer Aniston.
Is it actual? Okay, it's the actual names. Okay.
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer, Matthew Perry.
Rest in peace.
Yep.
Is it 2 T's?
Maybe. Courtney Cox.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Oh,
Is that not her name?
I thought it is. Courtney Arquette. Are they being douchebags?
Because that was her name. Anna de Armas. That's who it is. Andrew Messina. Thank you, friend.
She spell it weird?
I don't know. What's Joey's name? I feel like I should know this one. It's
Elisa. What's her last name?
no, I'm talking. Oh, that's Kudroy. Kudroy.
Kudroy. Let me do that.
Kudrow. That's what it is. Kudrow.
With a W?
It's a W, not a Y.
Nice pool.
I
I didn't know
almost
her.
had it.
I didn't know her.
And then Matthew LeBlanc. That's who it is.
Joey.
That's Joey. And then it's Courtney Cox, but there's 2 E's.
I knew it was something stupid. What's wrong with this?
I have no idea, because that's definitely his name. Just do Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah.
2 T's. There we go.
This one is strict as hell.
Courteney.
Say this. Court.
Eney. Nope. After the T, another E.
Who did that? No.
I think. No, after the T before the E. Courteney Cox.
That's stupid.
That's
All
stupid.
these people need to change their name. That I can see why they did it.
The 7 natural wonders of the world. What, Mount Everest? I mean, does the Great Wall of China count as natural?
Yeah. I don't know.
No.
What else would that be? Oh, what about the Grand Canyon?
Okay. What, Niagara Falls?
Mm-hmm.
Nope. That sounded good. Aurora Borealis. Victoria Falls. Aurora.
Aurora.
Space. Borealis.
What is that?
That's like the Northern
The
Lights.
Northern Lights, yeah.
The Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
Brian Burgess knows all these. PARICUTIN. Space volcano. God, Brian.
Nice, dude.
What else did he have? The harbor at Rio de Janeiro.
Over at.
At. Janeiro. Yeah. Nope, it's not that then. Or no, wait. ERIO at the end. Nope. Okay. Yeah, Brian Burge has been to all of them.
That's awesome, dude.
I don't know if he has. Hunter Hall said BB's been to all of them.
What's Epcot mean?
Epcot's in Disney World. It's just like countries. Like Germany, Italy, Mexico, France.
I guess it would have popped up.
Because it's like you go around Epcot.
Yeah, you go drinking at Epcot.
Yeah. Each country. What would another country be? Japan.
China.
Canada. 2 more. 2 more countries. I don't think those are going to be on
That would
there.
be wild.
Would Korea be on there? Nope. I feel like it's got to be something European, huh? Russia? We're not cool with them, I didn't think. Oh, United Kingdom? You want some British food again, Lord?
Oh, bangers and mash.
Do you want bangers and mash? Fish and chips? We have Canada on there,
Oh.
Brian. Thank you. We just need one more country.
Blow off with a pint?
Would it be a United States?
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Super Smash Bros. Mario, Luigi.
I don't think he's in there. Peach.
Really? Princess Peach.
Probably this guy's.
Bowser.
That's who I was thinking of.
Moshi.
Who's that?
Yoshi. That's who it is. Yoshi.
Nice.
Yeah. Donkey Kong. I can't believe Princess Peach isn't on there.
I know. I thought.
What's
maybe
the-
I'm thinking of the Mario Kart. Toad?
Link.
Link is definitely in there.
Try
Star Fox. I thought he was.
Did you do Luigi Luigi?
Is that how you're supposed to spell it?
I think so.
Luigi. Yeah, I don't
Wow,
don't
that's
remember
crazy.
him being in there.
Kirby says.
Yeah, Kirby's my go-to. You could swallow them up and you take their power. It's awesome.
That is awesome. Samus.
Samus. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
Jigglypuff. Nope.
Jigglypuff is also one of my go-tos.
Falcon.
Yeah. Oh. Now I can just hear the guys
I
saying
never
the
played
names.
this.
Oh, this was big time in college.
I never played this.
I didn't play it as much as other people, but there's a lot of Smash. People are just
trying to smash?
not doing anything.
Amazon rainforest. Might be our last. No, maybe it's the Nile River. No, wow.
Mariana's Trench.
Biggest, the glove. I don't know what it's called, but the hand. I don't know what he's saying.
The glove.
All right, so for the Madden covers of the 2010s, let's go backwards.
It'd be 2019.
2019, I think, is Brady or Mahomes. Okay, so try Brady. So that was 28. Okay, try Gronkowski. I feel like he was on one. Yep. Odell Beckham's on definitely on 16.
That's the last one I played.
Adrian Peterson was on Madden 25, which was 2014. Or no, that was Barry Sanders. Was Drew Brees on 10 or 09?
That's what I was going to.
Okay, and
He was
then
so good
Larry
that year.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, and
Calvin Johnson was on 13, so that would be number 4.
are they gonna say it was because it was Larry Fitzgerald and Palomalu?
Oh, Troy Polamalu.
Palamalu.
I think maybe it's A-L-U. P-O-L-O.
Palamalu.
Okay.
He's definitely on that.
Do Calvin Johnson, definitely Megatron. Oh, and then it's the Harbor of Rio de Janeiro, but Harbor is H-A-R-B-O-U-R. E-I?
Yeah.
There it is. Got it. Okay. The Madden cover. Who would have thought Madden cover alleys would be have us thinking this hard? Why can I not think of who 20? Maybe it's 2020. Could have swore it was Mahomes. Is it Lamar? Did Lamar get on before Mahomes did? No. I said LaDainian Tomlinson. Oh, Peyton Hillis.
I just got it.
He said, Andrew said, who's the honky for the Browns that was on it?
Because that should have been Michael Vick's year.
Yeah.
And he was already on it. He'd been like one of the few to grace it twice.
So who was on Madden 15? Was Richard Sherman.
Mm-hmm.
Before. There we go.
I was just thinking of that one,
Yeah.
too. Who was on before Drew? What year is that?
My first one was Peyton Hillis. That was the first one I played.
Wow.
I know. I know. And then I had Calvin Johnson on the Wii.
Nice.
Madden on the Wii was awesome. I gotta think of who was on Madden 2019 or 2020.
We had,
That one's recent. I should be able to remember that one.
well, had COVID.
It's not Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Antonio Brown.
Yeah. I don't know if I spelled that right. Antonio Brown was definitely cover, which is hilarious now.
Got it. Okay. God, we have 3 things left.
I know.
We have a Smash Bro character, a covers athlete, and a Pokemon. Come on, guys.
Give me that Pokemon.
Give me that Pokemon.
Who was before Drew?
This would be the cover of 09. Is it?
I had this one. Because there was one where it was like John Madden was on the cover again because it was like 25 years.
Yeah.
And so maybe I got that version.
Did you did Fitzgerald? Larry Fitzgerald?
Because I remember that they're both like on it.
Who won the Super Bowl in 2008? The year before the Saints won it. Would it be Peyton Manning be on it? Would
We could start firing out some guesses.
I can't even remember the 08 Super Bowl.
Me either. Is that Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers?
No, that was the year after Drew won. That was 2010.
Oh, yeah, because I was in college.
Is it Eli Manning?
He wouldn't be on
He
the
wasn't
cover.
on the cover. But that's who won. Bulbasaur.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. So we just need a Smash Bro and a cover athlete. We've never finished one before.
Not
so
like
I'm
that.
like really
Yeah.
like freaking out
If
right
we don't
now.
get the Madden cover, I might quit this job.
Yeah, I'm going to be pissed. Messina says it's Fitzgerald and Palomalu. They asked maybe Favre. But I don't feel like Favre was on it then. This is 2000.
Maybe you have to put both of them.
Maybe. Troy Palomalu.
How am I spelling it? P-O?
Polamalu. Maybe delete Larry Fitzgerald. No, wow.
I swear to God that's what it was. But, I mean, Peyton Hillis I can't believe that was awesome. It's not LaDainian Tomlinson.
No. Chris Johnson, CJ2K. That's a good guess, CVL. Hunter Hall just looked it up. Well, don't say it. Cheater.
The glove. I'm trying to think of.
The Smash Bro
I
character. I can't believe Princess Peach wasn't there. Is there not another? There's another girl, isn't there?
Samus is a girl.
No.
There's Peach and who else?
I don't know. I was a big Donkey Kong guy.
That makes sense. What about the little, is Toad?
We tried Toad. Toad's not
Yeah, I
it.
didn't think so. We need to get this.
We need to. This Madden cover athlete.
So it's 2008.
It's either 2008 or 2009.
Vince
I think
Young?
Breeze was on 10. Right?
Vince Young was 08.
Okay, so it's the one. It's one between Young and Breeze. Andrew Machine said, "Was Zelda a Smash Bro?" Nope. Seville says, "I think it was a running back. I just can't remember who was good."
I know, I did Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, he was Madden 25 next gen.
Mm-hmm.
Because Madden 25 basic was Barry Sanders. Good running backs from 2008. Biga says Vince Young was 07.
Oh, okay. So we're looking for 08.
Yeah.
The Vince Young one was.
McNabb was 06. Y'all are
Yeah.
going to be mad about this 2010 cover. Yeah, I know, Hunter. Shut up. Jerks. Gage says Jigglypuff,
Sean
no space.
Alexander?
That was a good guess. Gage says Jigglypuff, no space between Jiggly and Puff. Nope. God. I'm going to be really pissed if we get that one in the last
Clock
one.
is ticking.
I know we were sitting here with 12 minutes left. Oh my gosh. Mike Vick, Antonio Peterson, Fox McCloud.
Fox. Yeah.
Okay.
I was saying Star Fox the entire
Yeah.
fucking time.
Okay. Antonio Peterson? I don't know who that is. Adrian Peterson's got it. That's who Burns was talking about. Adrian Peterson. Gosh.
LaDainian Tomlinson. Phillip Rivers. We're gonna be mad about it.
I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah,
pissed.
this is a part of my day now.
Yeah.
What year?
Y'all have already said the two people on it. So it's Fitzgerald and Palomalu.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Maybe Larry Fitzgerald and Palomalu. We've tried this. And Troy Palomalu.
Am I spelling it right?
I think so. Malu.
Malu.
Okay, now try Troy. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a different way to spell it. Maybe do it the other way around. Maybe it's Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh,
okay.
motherfucker.
God, we were on that forever ago.
Yeah, to the point.
But we did it! Yeah!
Average score. I mean, that was a whole group effort there,
that
boys.
That was awesome.
Shout out Brian Burgess.
That doesn't count as cheating, Gage and Hunter, because we said it. We had it right. Like, we said that forever ago. They just, for some reason, they wanted Larry Fitzgerald second. Freaking Sporkle. Canceled. God, we got it. That's a beautiful sight.
It is.
Wow. God, we did it. How about that? We've done a million of these, and we've never
they gave us 25 minutes.
Yeah. And we almost
shout out to the chat.
Brian Burgess.
Yeah.
The natural wonders of the world.
Gage.
Locked in. Hunter Hall.
Hunter Hall.
Loser. Cheater.
Whenever he said you're going to be mad, I thought it was Sean Alexander. I was like, of course. I think he was on the cover of like 07.
I'm about to look him up now. Madden covers. God, we knocked that bad boy out. I wonder if I'm gonna check the Tingle and Co chat because I wasn't even looking at that one.
I know we did start. We're making a push to get everybody to the Tingle and Co chat because we had some people over here. Conkel was in
Nicholas Cage.
Oh, Devin Seib, Toad, Wario. Hey, shout out Dev.
Yeah,
Peyton Ellis. Oh, Peyton Ellis from Arkansas.
Yeah.
Alexander. Thank you.
McFadden.
Devin Seib, Ivan. Shout out boys over here. We need to get better about the.
Yeah, I'm relieved, Seville. I mean, that was a lot of pressure. I thought we were gonna mess it up on the Madden cover.
That's
the one that we were supposed to.
Yeah, that was inexcusable if that had happened.
Like that one was supposed to be the layup, and if we would have not gotten that one, I'd have been pissed.
Have a cigarette.
Hunter also says take a screenshot. Jay, join us tonight. Watch party. We made it all the way to 9:30.
I can't take a screenshot. Where is it?
Appreciate you guys.
This one's not filled out. I will take a screenshot.
We're gonna watch party it up tonight. LSU versus Texas A&M. I'll screenshot that with my phone.
I wonder if it'll let me do it this way.
Bang. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back
hell
tonight.
Hell of a Friday show. And
Gage
we'll see y'all again.
Tonight.
Fired up for some LSU baseball. Let's gamble on it. Everything that you got.
Depending what this weekend looks like, you might see us again this weekend watching LSU baseball.
Maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday.
And we've got some pretty exciting stuff on the watch party post-game show front coming up real soon.
What does that mean?
We had a little phone call yesterday about some exciting potential watch party post-game sponsorship location deal. That will be pretty cool. So, appreciate you guys, all your support. We'll be back tonight.
That is exciting.
Maybe this weekend. And then I'll be live from the Bahamas next week, previewing LSU in the regional.
I didn't know you like to get wet.
Later. Me and the skipper. Happy birthday, Skip.
Happy birthday, Skip.
Happy birthday, Skip.
Ooh, so.
Hey, LSU has to win on Skip Bertman's birthday.
That's
it's only right.
Yeah, love that.
Have to win on Skipper's birthday.
Yeah.
And not to the Aggies.
When you have everything, what do you get?
Here you go. I'm going to be.
Just want to
Skip.
win.
We're going to put Skip on the mic, and you're going to do an impression.
While dangling between
Christopher Walken and Skip Bertman.
Yeah. Why does that let me switch over? What is happening? There we go.
There he is. What's Skip got to say?
A man that has everything. Rings. A happy life for 87 years. What I do want, boys, meet your man, meet your maker. Play with faith, with art and poise, 100% intensity. And I just want a W.
Go Tigers.
Do it for Jay. Do it for your maker.
Do it for Skip Bertman on his birthday.
Do it for me.
Don't lose to the Aggies on Skipper's birthday.
You can't.
You can't.
Love you, Skip.
Love you, Skip. Happy birthday. Coach. Later, guys. Love y'all.
There's another Skip out there. Who is that? I keep hearing it, and I think I keep waiting to say, no, you can't have that nickname.
That's not your name, buddy. There's only one Skip.
There's only one Skip.
There's Skip Bayless.
No, it's Skip Bertman.